Bruce, and then it should be the upcoming video instead of live streaming.
All right.
Maybe.
We're live?
I'm not
Are we
sure.
live?
We should be
Maybe.
live.
Guys,
Maybe.
another
'cause it's
unorganized
usually
week.
late.
Welcome. 10:04. We're late.
We are
Welcome,
late. A
welcome.
few minutes late.
Usually sleeping 2 hours from now.
But we're going to do a little free refresh and make sure that we're live before we get the show started.
You are. Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
Look at us. Oh, Josh is here.
All right. What is up, everyone? My name is Bruce.
I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Josh.
This is my buddy Josh from New Hampshire, my best friend in the whole entire world. He's here. He's on the stream, guys. Welcome him. And yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. If you can't tell, my voice is gone.
I'll be doing all Bruce's talking for him.
Yeah,
He'll say things like, "Oh my God, Stephanie's so amazing. Doesn't she look so beautiful?"
She does
today?"
look so beautiful.
Yeah, I'll do the ventriloquist thing where I stick my...
But if you guys are new here to the stream, we kind of have a theme going on. There's a couple of things we do on this channel. One of those things is talk about comic books. Everything related in comic books, but mainly movies and TV shows, because that's what most of the entertainment information news networks put out there. So, but we do talk some regular comics as well, and we also drink beer.
Delicious beer.
Delicious beer.
We had a whole brand new selection of beers for you guys this week.
So far on our streams, we've done 2 fall sections. One was mainly pumpkin beers, and the next beer was a lot of Oktoberfest. But this week we have, what do we have today, Stephanie?
We have all beers that are brewed locally, either on Long Island or in New York, which is where we are from and where we're streaming to you from.
That's right. So Josh is from
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, so this will be a lot of beers he's haven't either never seen before, or if he has seen them before, maybe he hasn't been able to get these specific beers. Cause
I definitely haven't seen any of these beers, so I'm interested in,
I grew up in New York and I
getting in
haven't
on
seen
that.
half these beers,
Yeah.
so...
well, craft breweries are also a big new thing that has popped up recently. So should we open our first beer?
Yes, but
Sure.
guys, today's Bruce's birthday.
No.
Happy birthday to Bruce.
Uh-huh.
So I got you a special birthday craft beer. Did you see this?
I did not see that one.
It's called Birthday Checks. So
Yeah,
I feel like
show
that's
you
what
gotta
we should
show
start
them. Yeah,
with.
show them.
So you gotta show the people, Bruce.
All right, doing this for other people. So this is, what's it called again?
Birthday Checks.
Birthday checks.
This is actually probably right up Josh's alley. It's a double dry hopped double IPA.
Double, triple, double,
Double.
This is
double
by
IPA.
Killsborough Brewing Company.
They're from New York. Let's see where. New York City.
It's a New York City beer. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I work in New York City.
That was, I say, let Killsborough.
Killsborough.
So let's open it up and see how it tastes. Do you have anyone on yet?
We have two people.
2 people on. What's up, people? How are you guys doing? I guess I'll pour Josh first.
So did
Oh,
you-
graciously. Nice.
The guest goes
Yeah.
first. I just want to warn you guys tonight that all these beers are very, very strong.
Yes.
Uh,
The alcohol percentage is high in these, which is I guess is what you get with craft beers, and they're large beers. So it's a good thing we're sharing them because
So
I think I could handle one of these.
pretend to know what I'm doing and smell it.
You gotta
like waft it and do all that things that people do.
Move it around. I want to see what their alcohol percentage is.
It smells
6%?
definitely smells fruity.
8%.
8%.
8%.
Wow.
So, how's everyone's Friday doing, by the way?
Thank you.
It's another fabulous Friday.
Cheers. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday.
Bruce. Happy birthday, Bruce.
Cheers. Oh, it does smells very citrusy.
Yeah, very citrusy.
It's pretty good,
Well, I usually don't judge a beer until
Wow.
at least,
right?
a few sips.
I thought like double IPA,
Double hop,
double,
double
that it was
dry.
going to be like a very hoppy,
Not happy at all,
overpowering
right?
taste, and
It's
it's
really
not.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's got like a good aftertaste. I'm happy with it.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah, for a double, it's very smooth and it's tastes less strong than you think it would.
Yeah,
For
no.
like a double.
Yes,
You expect
I was
a little
expecting
more,
to be like, oh, I gotta
hops,
power through this
but-
terrible beer.
No, I think the guava one is
It's like
the
power through it.
I'm like, oh, guys, I'm like holding my nose, like drinking, like I'm a little kid taking medicine.
Alright, so since we do
Fantastic.
talk about comics on this channel, you guys know Stephanie's background in comics. You know my background in comics if you follow the channel at all. But we don't know his background in comics. So,
Oh no.
Josh, why don't you give us a little background on what you read, if you read, what you watch, if you're watching. Yeah, give us your thoughts.
So I took a very long break from comics. It was I'd say probably a good 10 or 15 years. And some of the original comics I read were like Aliens vs. Predator and a few other very junk. You know, they weren't. I'm just gonna say they were not to say anything bad about the artists or the writers, but I didn't pay attention very much. But more recently, I got a little more time, got a little back into it. Maybe it was the Marvel movies, but I'd like to say it was definitely your channel that sparked it back up for me. And one of the characters that's always related really well to me was Daredevil.
He's a great character.
Yeah. So I started with the Daredevil, the current arc. I think it's on issue 12.
14 or something, I think. You might be a few behind.
I might be a few behind. That's possible. With kids and stuff, you get behind. But I was just started with it because I like the religious struggle of Daredevil, where it's always in that questionable world of, is it right? Is it wrong? Is God being upset at me? Is he not? But it's not really about. It's his internal struggle, not necessarily God's. I think he uses that as an scapegoat a lot of times, but it's really whether he feels right about it or not. And I think that's a lot of what we do every day. How we always feel, is this right or is this not? And he's always riding that edge. And that's exciting, but it's also the raw emotion of him. And he reminds me a lot, like he doesn't have super powers. I know he's got the heightened senses, but he's still just a man. And he goes out there and does the best he can, and he uses, his tools. And I like the emotion in his character. So that's where I started, and then that was kind of sucked me right into it.
Nice.
So,
You're like, I'm back.
yeah.
Full swing.
Anything else?
I did read the Batman That Laughs.
That was really good.
That was amazing, and I hadn't read, admittedly, I haven't read any Batman.
Yeah.
And I started with that. I do know the Batman series, from talking with you, or but not as much as you do. But I think when I started with the Batman That Laughs, man, it was crazy.
It was wild.
Yeah.
Really good.
It actually brings me to your birthday present. Actually.
Oh my god, it's the perfect time for that.
Yeah, it's
You should
absolutely
make a
perfect.
cameo, Heather.
Josh's
wife is here. Heather,
She's there.
come say hello. Come on.
All right. So.
Wait, she's gonna say hello. Let Heather say hello.
Hi.
You gotta come. No, you're not in it.
I don't want to be in it.
You gotta be in it.
Just say hi for a second.
Can you see me?
I don't know.
Well, it's a lag, so you won't be able to see that we
Lord.
see you for like a minute.
Alright, hi.
There you go. See.
And she's gone.
Okay. So speaking of the Batman That Laughs, I saw this and I thought it was an amazing.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
It was really well done. It was super. I'm gonna show the camera this.
Dude, you
Hopefully, you
should
get a
have
good
done that.
shot of it. I just thought
This is amazing.
that really capitalized the Batman That Laughs, and I thought Batman in that series.
So good.
If you guys haven't read it, you should read the whole arc. It was only supposed to be
so good.
6. It turned into 7, and there was a reason for it. And the Batman that was in that was just the Batman. It was all the deep down emotions. Even Alfred was in it, and there were tears, and there was all sorts of stuff going on there.
That's really
And
cool.
That's really cool.
I didn't read that. I'm gonna have to read that.
I'm gonna make you read more if you read that.
absolutely. The second thing I had for
Thank you, man. That's way too much.
No, not at all. I mean, I appreciate you, being the channel let me get back in on that,
Oh, of course.
Let's not get emotional about it.
You guys are making us weird.
I also got you what I thought was a cool thing. I was looking for, they make these comic books that have blank covers,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to get an artist, or even yourself if you are an artist, to do the cover. It's the issue inside, but you do the cover, and I struck out a couple times finding the right artists. I went to a couple shows and just couldn't in New Hampshire. I'm sorry, like New Hampshire just is an amazing place to live, but it's pretty far out there, and I couldn't find the right artist. But it's Batman City of Bane 75.
It's amazing.
And I thought maybe if somebody watching the channel was an artist and wanted to do it and have it featured here, that'd be perfect. I thought it would be something that you would want, maybe some original art.
Amazing, man. I mean, it's
I
incredible.
didn't even know that existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The writer Tom King does a lot of funny covers. Like people go to shows and he's not an artist. He draws stick figures.
That's really funny.
Yeah. They're really good.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Awesome.
I'll hug you and kiss you later.
Oh, nice. I did.
saving
I
it for
actually know
off
it perfect. I did find an issue of Batman that had a drawn Heath Ledger type Joker on it, and it looked just like Heath Ledger from the Joker,
that's
which I
crazy.
honestly thought is the best Joker to date.
Oh, it
I
is.
still do. I mean,
Did you see the new Joker movie?
I didn't see the new one yet, but I'm afraid to it because Heath Ledger was so good in it.
He was.
And
Oh.
it was a perfect cover of him, and I opened it up, and it was all blank pages. And he had done it on an issue that was supposed to be write your own comic book, and I just looked at him and I said, "You blew it." And I couldn't buy it, I couldn't do it, and I set it down and just like walked away. So that was the moment right there.
Well, thank you, Dolo. That's an amazing gift. Hey.
Yeah, there's actually
really
like
shouldn't
to
have.
the detail. He's got a card in his hand.
Yeah.
I haven't seen what the card is. I don't know if it's a Joker card or what it is, but
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got a card in hand. So
You
it's a
should
little
tell
bit of a
everyone what
mystery.
the Joker, the Batman Who Laughs is.
It's sealed. I didn't want to open it.
Do you want to tell everyone since Bruce's voice hurts?
The Batman that laughs.
Yeah, like just a little background of who he is and why he's called that and what.
Oh my goodness, it's probably the best I could do, but he comes.
Correct you if you're wrong.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely correct me. So he's Batman, but he's Batman in one of the different universes because there's a multiverse. There's so many of them, and honestly, like I don't want to spoil anything for you, and I'm trying not to do it, but he is a very dark Batman, and I think part of the reason why he's dark, without spoiling too much, is he's poisoned by the Joker in a different multiverse, and he takes it in and he accepts it, and he becomes the most dangerous Batman there ever is, really. And he uses the dark metal to travel between the multiverses, and that's about as far as I'm going to go. But he's like taking Batman and the Joker, mixing them together, and making it one of the worst villains you've ever seen, but one of the coolest to watch.
So he's not. He's not a hero. He's a villain.
Oh no,
He's not a hero, but in his
No.
head he thinks he is.
Okay.
But
Kind
it's
of.
crazy.
Nice.
It was a really good story.
You're not
And
drinking
the-
fast enough, Josh.
I know. You
We have
guys
other
are-
beers
yeah.
to open.
It's a great story.
Now my throat's gonna hurt.
If you guys haven't read Dark Knight's Metal at all, definitely go back and read that. That was an amazing series. Then that spun right out into Batman Who Laughs, which is another amazing series, and then it's gonna continue. It's he's just a hit character, and when the hit characters come on, any publisher ends up pushing them out more and more. Just wants to use them as much as possible. And Marvel, it's the Cosmic Ghost Rider. DC, it's Batman Who Laughs. He's a great character with so much depth and you can do so much with him. So
It's a really cool
I
statue.
really do. I think he brings Batman to another level.
100%.
Because it's almost like Batman facing Batman
but worse.
better than Batman could be, but somehow, the real Batman like triumphs, and it's not in the way you think it would be, and it doesn't end the way you think it would be. It's wild.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
So Batman related discussion.
Sure, hit
I'm
me.
reading Deceased,
You are reading Deceased.
and there's a
Josh,
scene
this is a series you should.
where oh my
100%
god,
read.
it's so good.
It's so good.
And Lex Luthor is talking about how he's the smartest person in the world, and then compares himself to Batman. But I didn't know that Batman's considered one of the smartest people in the DC universe.
I think the line in the book.
Well, I didn't want to tell them who, where the ending went with it.
Oh no. What Lex Luthor says is, "Oh, I'm the smartest man in the room." Wait, is Batman here? Oh, I'm the smartest man in the room.
So I was surprised because I think we've discussed in another chat video where we were talking about people in Marvel movies or DC movies or any comic movies not really being smart, because we were talking about how we liked Tom Holland's Spider-Man because he was so intelligent,
Right.
and I was surprised to hear in that book that
He's one of
Batman
the smartest men.
I don't get that.
Not just
Not-
rich,
I mean,
powerful,
like,
also
in the
smart.
movies, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. He doesn't come across as very smart. I get
Well,
dark, brooding, punches things. Like I could see, he would
it's
hit.
a lot different in the comic books. In the comic books, he has Lucius Fox, and he has this company that's helping him make things. But when he fights villains and needs to come up with say Scarecrow toxin, he needs to come up with an anti or a cure for it. He's the one that comes up with it. He's not sending it out. I need to send this out to my lab. Go ahead and put that out there. Can you run that?
Did you say Deceased 6 came out?
It has not.
Guys, it's such a good series of books.
What do you want
Yeah.
Here-
to tell Josh?
Here's the
So-
topic real quick.
so good.
Like, I would wish, because I think they get Batman really wrong in the movies, and I
Okay.
think that's why DC struggles with the movies.
All the DC
If you're
movies
going to
are
take
terrible.
Superman, they did a better job of Superman, but if you're going to take Batman, you're going to make him into a movie.
Don't
they
make
should-
Ben Affleck be.
They should really use
That should be
the writers from the comic books to help write the movies.
Well, I
They
think
do
what-
though. They
it's-
do, which is
it's
there's
been
no
so
feelings
many
for that.
years of
I don't understand.
Batman's saturation. Like Batman's not new to the scene. Like a lot of the movie characters are newer, like Black Panther, and like there was never like as far as I know, a comic book show.
Yep.
But like Batman, Spider-Man, those are shows that have been around for a long time. So I think they base those characters off what people's expectations are. Because think about like how the Joker movie is the last one with Joaquin Phoenix, and how
The new
for me, yeah, like it was so disappointing because I expected a certain kind of Joker. Like I wanted the evil, maniacal, genius Joker that like, you know, is badass and like does all these things, and then you get like this weird, like mentally handicapped Joker.
I'm probably going to like it, you know, and then we're probably going to have an argument about it.
I don't know,
Because your
man.
expectations for Batman and the Joker can never be achieved.
Well, it
I
would-
do
no,
have to say.
I
They
knew-
might not be achievable.
I knew going into the movie that it wasn't going to be the movie that I thought I wanted it to be. It's definitely a artistic look at the Joker. It's not like normal Joker. It's a very art film, right?
It is. And that's what we discussed in our last video. That it was more like an indie film. It's not
You can't go in. It's not like a superhero movie at all.
like if you've never seen the Joker,
Or you
I
don't
feel
know
like
who
you
he
might
is.
like the movie. Yeah, better.
yeah.
But having certain expectations and Heath Ledger being the last Joker, it was painful to watch.
Again, this is our opinions. If you guys don't like our opinions
Wait.
and you're watching it on the
There.
replay, hey,
this
Safe
is Safe
Off!
Off.
What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by again. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, it's a movie that you should make your own opinions on. Obviously, everyone should make their own opinions on everything. You don't like what I say? Come back. Let us know. I would love some Discord with some people. But yeah, it's a very artsy film. But let's get another beer.
Yes, another beer. I like that.
Alright. Stephanie should choose this one.
No, she chose the first
I
one.
did chose the first
I think
one.
that was like Bruce choosing it, you know, because it was birthday.
Through me.
but-
It was through me.
Yeah, it was through you.
I want to try.
You do it,
So
you
when
do it,
I
you
went,
choose one.
I'm
You
in
choose
charge
one.
of beer distributor
Yeah, I'm pretty
run.
sure.
And I feel like we should try that guava one. When I went to the beer distributor to get these beers, there was a gentleman there who was buying beers, doing the same thing as me, where he like had all the craft beers and he kept going up to the front and dropping them off and then coming back and getting more. And he's like, "You gotta try this one." He made it seem like it was amazing. So that's my suggestion for our next beer.
So if we
Sure.
don't drink it, Stephanie will be murdered. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna start.
He
with that.
threatened me.
Yeah.
So Stay Puft, what are you up to tonight, man?
You didn't show them what our beer choice
Oh,
was.
sorry. Yes, this is just called Guava, and it's by Mikkeller.
Michelorita. Oh, look, Mikkeller and then
Mikkeller.
Michelorita.
Oh, it's
I guess
called-
it's supposed to be like a margarita type beer.
Hey, Frankie boy, what's up, my man?
Frank will start all over for you.
Please
from the
recap
beginning.
everything.
this whole beer is very confusing. I'm not gonna lie. Is it I don't know. Is it
It looks like
margarita?
it's
Is it
I hope
IPA?
it's not. I tried because they
Is
had
it
a lot
fruity?
of those craft beers in the craft beer section where there was a lot of like rosés and like those bubbly. And I was like, I made sure I
Oh,
didn't get
God,
those
no.
because I don't like that. And I was like, oh god, I hope I'm not accidentally buying any of those. So hopefully that's not what I did, guys. Hopefully.
So Frank and Stay Puft, since you guys are a little late, this is my buddy Josh. This is our special guest.
Frank, heard a lot about you.
All bad things, Frank. Yeah, so this is also from New York, from Flushing, New York. So if you're not from New York, Flushing is in Queens. It almost feels like there's something on the bottom of this. Like maybe you should have shaken this, like some kind of sediment.
Well, it's not a Hefeweizen, so let's hope not.
Oh,
Oh, it
And
is.
now you poured it into your
it
beer.
is.
It is. It's slightly unfiltered.
Yeah.
Or
Sour Imperial India Pale Ale brewed with salt,
accidentally
lime, and
not
guava.
filtered.
Also 8% volume alcohol. We will be plastered by the end of this. Maybe we'll have like a Q&A at the end, and then you guys can ask us things
Yeah,
that we're going to be
that's-
like,
Cheers.
That's unfiltered. That is
oh look, Josh.
unfiltered.
What's that? Josh number 3.
Josh, what's up, Gradual Boredom? How you doing, man?
Josh, I love you? Is
Oh.
that what 143 means? Like old school beeper style?
Oh my goodness.
Josh, I'm an admirer.
Oh, nice.
Stay Puft, are you in New York?
Went to Flushing all the time for a Mets game. Stay up. Are you from New York?
What's going on, man?
Josh 143. 143. 911.
Is that like the? No, that's 187. I don't know.
All right.
It was the right number.
All right, so before,
All right.
before we
Oh, 143. Oh man, that would be
143s. I love you.
That's Coder Room 2's
Frank
page number.
420.
That's what that is. Josh 143. That's got to be someone from work. Good if you guys tuned in. Hopefully there's like 10 of you playing Magic right now or something like that watching the channel.
Did Bruce tell you we found a comic book store that's right by here, and they have like every third Sunday
Yeah.
the kids can go and play Magic?
No.
Or,
D&D.
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 Yeah, they have.
So we signed them up for that, but never did it.
Never did. We pay a lot of money, but they don't.
Well, no, it's
We pay a lot of money for them.
It's like swimming lessons you don't want to take the kids to. In case.
Well, you pay for like a subscription.
All right, do you guys try this yet? I haven't tried this yet. It's a sour. I'm nervous.
It's
by the way.
weird.
I'm nervous.
Oh god, it is. I think it's one of those like sparkly, gross things.
It's not terrible.
I'm sorry, guys.
How's Florida, Stay Puff?
Maybe say went to Flushing all the time. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Lived in Orlando, Florida for the last 15 years. Nice. You go to
Oh,
Disney World all the
this is-
time?
God awful.
I can't do this.
Okay, I'll dump it. Sorry, guys.
I can't do that. That's
Sorry, guys.
don't do it. Don't
She
do it.
wouldn't like it.
we have
But-
we have our stage crew trying that. and
Stage crew.
Stage crew. It's a bad scene.
Yeah.
Apologize to the Brewers, but yeah, I'm not doing it.
All right, so Stephanie pours that out. I'll let Josh do
Yeah, you pick, and why don't you start with one of your bullet points?
Yeah,
we're gonna do for the night.
We'll start talking about some comic stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's get to that. We've
So there's-
touched over each other enough.
So there was actually some big comic book movie news that came out this week.
Flush it in Queens.
Some big stuff concerning Batman. If you guys don't know, there's a new Batman film being made.
Is it Ben Affleck again? Did we
It's
talk
not
about
Ben
this?
Affleck. It's your Twilight boy.
Oh, that's right. We talked about this last week. I remember.
I don't know
Robert
if I can see
Pattinson.
that.
Heather, do you like
What
Twilight?
do you guys think? I don't know if I
no,
can
I do
see
not.
it.
Did you ever read the books though?
Him as Batman.
What's his name again?
Robert Pattinson.
Ron Pattinson. So, right. Frank, remind me who's directing the next Batman film. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But there is some
I've never been to Universal Studios, Stay Puft. I've
There's-
been to Disney World a bunch. but
There's
I've
two
never been-
casting rumors. Not rumors. These are official casting news, which is pretty exciting. We have Catwoman. So Catwoman is going to be in the new Batman movie, and it is Lenny Kravitz's daughter. Her name is Zoe Kravitz.
She looks so much like Lenny Kravitz. It's crazy.
She does.
Wow, yeah.
Wait,
absolutely.
guys, Bruce is terrible at this. Which beer
Oh,
are we
sorry.
drinking?
Yes.
So look how funny this beer is, guys. It's got a
Yeah,
picture
Bruce.
of the Great Wall of China, and it's a guy standing on it taking a picture. It almost looks like he's photoshopped into this Great Wall of China picture, though. But the name of the beer is I Forgot I Was Going to Be in China.
yeah, it was Photoshop. He's way too large.
Yes,
I think
in
by scale, he
comparison.
would be a 9-foot man on the wall. If anybody could prove that to me with shadows or mathematics, whatever you got going on. But
So this is from the Evil Twin Brewing Company in New York City. Another
Where
New
is
York
it?
It is only 5% alcohol, so
Oh, all
hopefully
right.
we'll make it through this one. Brewed in Evil Twin City, Queens, New York. Another one from Queens.
From Queens. What? So, so Frank, you're right. It's Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves is directing this one. Zoe Kravitz.
am I wrong? 'Cause I'm really terrible with celebrity names. Was Zoe Kravitz one of
Oh my
the?
God. He's the worst.
I know. Worse. Is it one of the newer X-Men movies? That she was one of the
I don't
evil?
I don't know.
Evil?
So
Help us out.
I don't
Whatever.
know about the
Sorry.
X-Men, but Zoe Kravitz is in.
How would you IMDb it?
She's in the Divergent series.
Oh, terrible.
Oh, I
She was
did
in the
not like
Divergence,
that.
but I thought she was one of the ones that had. Might have been she had fairy wings or something like that. She spit fire. That might have been her in one of the X-Men movies.
Well, this is
I've seen
weird.
the X movies. I would like to comment on the Divergent
wrong,
series.
that's
I think we talked about once before how we were talking about reading a book and then we just like power through it.
Uh-huh.
That was one of those books I read the whole series, and then when it was over, I was so mad. And I couldn't believe that I would never get that time in my life back. To the point I went onto the internet to be like, who else can I be mad with? And other people were mad with me, and I'm like, right? This is terrible.
But
You read it? Or you like the
Oh,
movie?
Read.
Start reading!
But what do we think about the Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman? That's what we're here to talk about.
Well, did Halle Berry play Catwoman?
She did. That was
So-
a terrible.
Yes,
movie.
and Halle Berry and
I
Michelle
don't think that was
Pfeiffer.
her fault. that could have
Hate
been better
Catwoman.
written. It was just eh.
But anytime I've ever seen Catwoman in anything, it's terrible. I've never seen a movie where Catwoman is in it, and I'm like, this is good.
The Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, yes.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
That movie's
that's a great
amazing.
movie.
Right.
Fantastic Beasts.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
not say.
She's alright. I
Did
think
it say anything about an X-Men movie or what? Keep looking. We gotta see
Keep
if I'm
looking.
completely
I'll help
wrong.
you out.
Zoe Kravitz, X-Men. I didn't try the beer yet. I got it all over your pants.
All filmography. There we go.
But I like that. I think she can do a great job. I think
She's,
I think she has that ability, especially
Spider-Man
because of
Oh,
her roles.
she was Mary Jane's voice in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Which is one of our favorite movies.
That is
Yeah.
that's top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
She was in the Lego Batman movie as Catwoman.
Really?
Yep.
That's funny.
Wow, there we go.
And
Research on the spot.
Portlandia, Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, Frank knows she's in Big Little Lies.
Big Little Lies, yes.
She is, yes. Correct, Frank.
Divergent series. X-Men First Class as Angel
there you go.
Salvador.
There you go. There we go. I am not.
Californication.
Totally wrong.
Lee Mayweather was the
Just
first. Mary
wasn't
Weathers
first
was. I
on
don't
the
think I
list.
ever saw that, Frank.
Don't even bring up my bad references. But I got that one.
So
Everyone's witness.
I'm
I
not
got
sure
it.
how I feel about this casting.
I don't have like an opinion towards her either way.
Yeah.
I've never seen Catwoman done well. According to Frank, Lee Merriweather was the best for Catwoman. I don't know when
I
she
don't
was
know who
ever.
that is.
Yeah, Catwoman. Maybe it's an older Catwoman. But I don't have an opinion as far as Zoe Kravitz is concerned. But I just don't have a care for Catwoman. I just feel like it's always been done poorly, and it's always.
well, Michelle
I-
Pfeiffer.
I-
I thought Michelle Pfeiffer was pretty good.
I think she was going to do a good job in Catwoman because of her performance in Fantastic Beasts. Because her performance in Fantastic Beasts was like she was the dark, rejected part family.
1960s Batman show.
I thought her character
Frank
was
is
pretty
telling us.
dark, and I think Catwoman has to be
Oh
dark.
yeah.
Catwoman has to be dark. I'm
I
listening.
think so. I think Catwoman has to be dark, but sexy, and she has to be mysterious. But I mean, Catwoman. I don't know her origin story by any means.
She's is she a villain or she's a hero, Catwoman?
She's a
She's-
hero,
Anti-hero.
anti-hero. That's why I was saying that dark part of her, not a Batman dark like this. I think she's going to do a
She
good
wants-
job because of that role. I think if she transfers that role over this one, I think it'll be solid.
Her whole story is like she loves being a thief. She had a very hard childhood, and she grew up a thief, like always having to steal for herself to make a life, but she wants to protect people. So she loves to go out and steal shit, but then,
She's like, oh, hold on. While I'm in the middle of carrying all my stuff I just stole,
Yeah.
let me put it down and save this burning bus.
Exactly.
Bitten by a radioactive cat, said Frank. She had a kitten and got its powers. Frank, you need to come on the show one day.
She'll be on the show one day.
She drank rotten milk and then turned into a... No, I don't know what this... Yeah, that's like bad Hollywood.
I don't know what to think about the casting. I always think of a very, again, sexy, because Michelle Pfeiffer was sexy to me when I was a kid, and when I saw her. Halle Berry was terrible, but she was very pretty. But even in the book, she's always very voluptuous, and she's got her leather
No, I
outfit.
agree that she has to be sexy, but I feel like Hollywood has a hard time transferring that power of sex into
Yeah.
also being a strong female role.
Yeah, I think they should
it's-
shy away from the sex and then make her more. Oh, what's her name? Was it that was in with the Christian Bale Batman? Oh, what's her name?
There was a Catwoman in Christian Bale Batman?
Yes.
The...
What's her name?
And
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway?
She was god awful. Oh my god, that is
Oh
one
yes,
of the.
I remember. But she was Catwoman?
Yes.
But she just was dating
do you
Batman.
want to go on a celebrity rant?
She was Catwoman, but like they didn't talk
Talking about
her being
celebrity
Catwoman.
rants. Last week was Jennifer Aniston. This week is Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
Stay tuned to hear about how we hate her.
No, I like Anne Hathaway.
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
She does good
God.
movies. Not all of her movies are good.
You love
I'm
The
not saying
Princess
that.
Diaries? Is that what you love?
No, I
Yes. Anne Hathaway.
Oh no!
Anne
Oh,
Hathaway
this is so bad.
fantastic.
It's so
Zero sex appeal.
She is so weird looking.
I'm not saying she's sexy
And then
at
she was
all.
married. She was dating that guy who like turned out to be like some international thief,
Yeah.
and then like tried to be like, I had no idea.
She doesn't.
She's got-
She's
she's
not
got a
enough.
weird
She's
deal.
not enough of a badass. Like
No,
I think
God,
you're
no.
right. The Catwoman has to be sexy without trying to be.
Yes.
Stay Puft also
More
didn't like
of
Anne
a
Hathaway.
badass. And
I know,
mysterious.
right, Stay Puff?
Great
That
and
was
Colossal.
terrible.
What is even Colossal?
It's a Marvel superhero. It's like, he can turn into metal and like beat the shit out of people.
So who would you want to see then? As,
She controls a
Catwoman?
giant monster.
See, I want to wait to see what Matt Reeves is going to do with Zoe Kravitz. I mean, she's not a terrible actor, and I like that they went a little more, instead of just a pure white woman, which is like, that's what's in the comic books. I like that they're branching out and like trying something different. I will say, like, yeah, I'm interested to see what they're going to do. I hope they make her badass. I hope they make...
I have to make her smart.
And
I
all-
feel like every Catwoman has been stupid, and if she is that thief and all
There you
that,
go.
I want her to be sexy but smart too. Where like,
Yeah.
Smart, tough,
Yes.
and sexy.
Right.
And that the smart will make her more sexy without having to try.
If I can
think
say-
that's probably the perfect.
If I can say
combo.
anything
Yeah.
to...
we should start a Catman movie.
Catwoman.
Catwoman.
Catman!
There's the Catman. But, Zoe, please work out. Go to the gym. Get ripped. Get some muscle.
Bring some protein shakes.
I am so
Do
sick
squats.
of female characters going on screen and not being in shape. You're playing a superhero. You're not playing the Blob.
What about that girl?
Which one?
The really pretty one who plays Wonder Woman.
Yeah, terrible. Like, where's the muscle? There was no muscle on her arms. I can't picture her punching someone and making going
Yeah,
away.
but she's not strong because she works out. She's strong because she's got
Yeah, but-
superpowers.
All right, do you ever
Any
see...
Superman has never been like big, like fucking Dean Cain Superman is not like some jacked guy.
Batman, Christian Bale, jacked. Ben Affleck, jacked.
Ben Affleck does not count. He is so terrible.
No, but they're like, okay.
Didn't Christian
Alright.
Bale get jacked like twice? He had to
Oh,
like,
yes.
dumb down and then jack up for a movie. and then
Let's
go
just
down.
think of all the other
Yeah,
characters.
because he was in that weird
Chris
movie where he was all
Hemsworth.
thin and
Chris
Exactly.
Hemsworth, jacked. All these superheroes who are supposed
he
to
was
have...
not jacked in the last Avengers.
No, he was not.
Well,
Spoiler.
because he did that.
No, we're talking about Chris
Uh,
Hemsworth. He was the fat Thor.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth did the Moby Dick movie.
But we were
Moby Dick.
we
He
were
was all, like,
talking
skinny
about
and everything like that.
what we didn't like about.
They have to do that though. Have to get like really skinny, then they get like fat.
Well, I don't
and
care
they
about that.
work
If you're in
out.
a superhero movie and you get paid the $1 that you're getting paid to be in that movie, go to the gym.
Gajillion.
Because
Gotta be a V.
Hawkeye,
Gotta be a V.
Hawkeye, in the,
Genuine, like that movie
Yeah.
from.
Hawkeye in the last movie was skinny and terrible. He was fat in that movie.
Oh my god, Hawkeye!
Captain
looked like
America,
He had
Chris,
spent the last 10 years drinking and smoking cigarettes, and then he.
but he was like an
showed-
ultimate assassin. He was like shooting people with
Look,
swords in them up.
He's probably like
And he pulled out
55, 60
those
years
guts.
old. You know,
He's
stuff
lived
like
a
that.
hard life. Some people are 55, 6 years old, and they're like, all right, they took care of themselves. Some people are like, you've drank since you were 15.
Sylvester Stallone, next Hawkeye.
But Zoe, please, just get a little bit of muscle. Like, if you're supposed to be roundhousing dudes and like taking them down and like climbing up buildings, you need muscle. That's my only request.
Black Widow. Black Widow in
She should
shape.
be ripped. That girl is the ultimate assassin. That girl should have rippling muscles.
Oh my god, and who plays her?
Chunk,
Blonde-
not
blonde-
chunky.
Whoa.
Just round, voluptuous Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
No, she should
She
be
has no muscles.
shredded.
Yes.
Shredded. She's
There's
just
no way
a
she'd be able to
human.
do like those flips and then grab you between her legs and then flip you over. You know the core strength you have to be able to do that?
All right, sorry. That was just
I'm
my
not
rant.
that criticized. I'm gonna have to say Scarlett Johansson makes a great Black Widow.
No, terrible.
All right.
Terrible.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna totally disagree.
Well, where is the Russian accent? I know she's supposed to be the ultimate like assassin. She can like do any voice whenever she wants. But no, when she's normally talking, where is the Russian accent?
Where is it, people? Where are the
Oh.
abs? Where's the Russian accent?
Oh my god,
All
so
right.
man.
So words out on Lenny Kraft's daughter being the.
I feel like we had no opinion. We went on that rant and nobody said anything.
No, I mean I'm excited. Like,
I have high hopes.
Yeah, I'd like to see a smart, sexy.
So my high hopes are 90. Bruce's high hopes are like 42.
well, no, like I think she can pull it
Train.
off. I think I'm liking the casting.
She's a master of dialect, Frank says. We don't need Rambo as Hawkeye.
Oh, Stay Puft, dude. Give me She-Hulk, man. I am so excited for that to come out on Disney Plus. Are you kidding? That's gonna be crazy good. But again, Jennifer Walters does not need to be jacked because she's just in her human form, just a lawyer. But when she goes She-Hulk,
You won't like me when I'm angry.
exactly. All right, so our next talking
I
point.
love how this was the lawyer.
She's a lawyer. This is how
I
lawyers
I
work.
pictured her like walking to a case.
Like a robot. She's a robot lawyer. She fights her robot rights.
All right. Our next talking point is another Batman casting happened this week. It's just crazy 2 in 1 week. So we were talking in the first episode that Jonah Hill was in the running to play.
The Riddler.
First, we thought it was out that he was
Penguin.
the Penguin, and then it was put out that the villain's going to be the Riddler. But he has turned down the role. My guess is that he wanted Bugo bucks. But Paul Dano has been cast as the Riddler in Matt Reeves' Batman. If you guys don't know who Paul Dano is, Paul Dano, what I remember him most from is A Little Miss Sunshine. He was the brother that wouldn't talk until the very end of the movie.
What's the guy's... His name is Michael something. He always wears a beanie
Did
and all the
he
memes.
do anything before? I'm not familiar with him, but has he done anything?
He's done a lot since then.
He's in that movie with that Asian girl, like the Paper Heart movie. What was that? What else was he in?
Sorry, I'm gonna look.
He was in
this
that.
up.
Wasn't he in that movie with Rihanna where he smacks her butt and she smacks him across the face?
Now I'm gonna have to say that like my Jonah Hill as the Riddler.
I feel
I'm
like-
glad he wasn't cast. It's not because he's a bad actor, but I don't want someone like the
That's
Riddler
the name of the
being
movie. Look up Paper Heart
introducted
and see who the main
into,
character is.
you know,
Right? That was the name
this
of the movie.
DC universe, and it be a well-known actor. I don't want to have to reinvent my mind. I want to see a new face as a Riddler, and I want him to do a bang-up job. I don't want to see the
Cera?
same actors all the time.
I think
just
so. Michael
don't.
Cera, yes.
I
Michael
like
Cera.
a
That's what I'm
new
thinking.
face, and they nail it.
Yeah.
And then I put it to it, especially with someone like the Riddler, or I think I have the problem with like Ben Affleck being the Batman. Like it's Ben Affleck. I don't want Ben Affleck as
Yes.
the Batman. I just don't.
Look up Paul Dano and tell me he doesn't
I
look
mean,
like
Christian Bale did a great job for totally
like
different
he
reasons,
is
but
like
I don't
the,
want to see
the son
familiar
of
faces
Michael Cera.
doing these big roles. I want to
Where's the
see
picture
those
of that
good
guy?
actors that have worked their butt off that are going to sell
Who's the
it
guy
like
who
a
has the accent
champion.
too? Why can't I think of anyone's name?
Yeah, I see
You're
it.
talking right over Josh.
I'm talking to her though.
I know what you're talking
I'm sorry.
about.
Oh, I was totally.
I'm being rude.
Were you talking? Because I didn't know. I don't even know.
They're not listening to me.
Sorry.
They're listening to Josh. I'm having side
No,
conversation.
but I agree with
I'm trying to
Josh.
remember.
I definitely think that what Matt Reeves is doing with his casting, he's casting lesser known people, even though these are big name actors. Like Paul Dano, he's done like a bunch of stuff. 12 Years a Slave. He was in Little Miss Sunshine
There
a
Must Be
long
Blood.
time
That's a
ago.
great movie.
He's been a War and Peace, Prisoners, Looper. I mean, he's been around and he's done big things, but he's never like the main character per se. So I'm excited to see him in the Riddler role. And the same with Rob Pattinson. Like, yes, he was in Twilight, but how many years ago was that?
A long time.
A long time ago.
A long time.
And
ago,
he's
like
been
10
in
years
small indie roles ever since then, and he hasn't been in the big screen movies since then. So I think this is like, hopefully he tackles this and kills it. And Zoe Kravitz, again, another small name. I think what Matt Reeves is doing is very, very smart. Is casting these solid actors, but not huge names, to make this
Yeah.
really dope movie.
That's
ago.
right. You
Francis,
take
he
that.
likes that I was having side conversation because he says the audience gets to decide who to listen to. I was trying to look it up because I think that Paul,
Two shows in one.
Paul
There you
Dano looks like Christopher Walken and Michael Cera had a baby, and that's what he looks like.
Is that what you're saying?
That's
There
why I was
you
trying to
go.
think of that guy's name. Michael Cera is who I was thinking of, and that's who Paul Dano looks like. Like Christopher Walken and Michael Cera had a baby, and that is their love child, Paul Dano.
We were talking about that as far as like the
You guys are like
perfect
discussing
formula.
comic book stuff, and
We're
I'm
talking
like,
about like the formula
who's
for a
the guy that had
perfect
sex with
movie.
Christopher Walken?
Yeah,
It's Michael
there you
Cera.
All right.
They had a baby.
All right, Stay Puff
It's Paul Dano.
and Frank. I'm going to give you two choices of what beer we're going to drink next, and you guys have to pick. All right, first up, we have Little Pognog.
What kind of beer is it? Let's hear.
Little Pognog is a session
got
Indian ale
Pineapple orange zest and
brewed
guava.
with pineapple, orange zest, and guava. Sorry, this one takes a little while. The hardest thing about parking my electric scooter is double blackberry, blueberry, raspberry pancake
Lassie Goss.
Lassigos.
It's like a picture of an electric scooter and then like a bag of garbage.
So,
That's
Also
really
by
selling
Evil
it.
Twin Brewing
It's really
Company,
selling it
which
for
is
me.
the other. Who would we just drink something from Evil Twin Brewing Company? That was also I forgot I was in China. So obviously Evil Twin Brewing Company does.
which
something.
one, guys? Let us know. We'll drink that one
Bobby,
next.
if you're watching, I know you're not drinking beer, but you can still make a choice.
What's up, Bobby? If you're watching.
1, 4, 3.
1, 4, 3, Bobby.
1, 4, 3,
I love you. Not the pineapple.
Not the pineapple.
So the other one.
Stay Puffy, you agree? Not the pineapple?
Not the pineapple, please. Please. I'm begging you.
Alright, we're doing not the pineapple. Oh, but this is definitely.
Here. I'll pour this time. You want me to pour? Oh, no.
I got it.
It's red.
Is
Whoa.
Wow.
That is weird.
Is that a beer? Is everyone else thinking the same thing?
That
Is it wine?
That is
What's
crazy.
happening?
This is crazy, yo.
This is beer-ish in comics.
Yeah, beer-ish in comics.
I need to read more about this beer when we're done pouring it. Vampire beer. I like it. I love Twilight,
Hey, that
but not
fits,
the
yeah.
movies, the books.
All right.
And so I appreciate
True
it.
Blood Vampire Beer. I'm gonna put on the card.
True Blood. Frank is
Blood.
really funny. You get to work with him all day. I'm
I do.
jealous.
We have our headphones on though. We're working all day.
This is 7% alcohol. Imperial Ghost Brewed. G-O-S-E, Gossy Brewed. Ghost Brewed.
It's
With
Imperial.
milk, sugar, maple, vanilla, and sea salt. Drink fresh, stir cold.
Oh, that your face really sells me on it. So we're gonna do this together.
So are we dumping another beer?
And if we went too experimental tonight, you're gonna know in about a second.
Hey, I want some.
It doesn't smell bad.
Smells like wine.
Oh, it smells like feet. It smells like wine that was made with someone's feet.
Oh. It's beery.
Oh my god.
That's not so bad.
Oh, that's too much. It is bad.
I don't think so.
It's like
I'm gonna drink it.
Alka-Seltzer tablets.
Does anybody smell like blueberries?
Yeah, it's super berry.
I feel like I carbonized blueberries.
Is
Yeah.
it fizz? Like, fizz?
It is
Try
fizzy. From the stage crew.
For the stage group.
Sorry.
We gotta give some to our boom mic operator.
Yep. There's like 17 people. You guys can't see. Editors. It's pretty big.
It's
Actually.
a big show.
such
It's
a-
amazing.
Tart. Or not tart, but
All right, let's start talking about the next topic on the docket. On the docket. Kevin Feige reportedly will oversee the reunified Marvel. So technically, Kevin Feige, if you don't know who he has been the person who has overseen all of the Marvel movies ever since they started getting good. This guy has been there, making sure that they hit a certain level of quality to be the movies that they are. And I cannot disagree that he has made an amazing franchise out of the Marvel movies. They are so good. I did not like Infinity War, or what was it called? Endgame?
Endgame was the one we didn't like.
That movie was straight up
Well, we can't say
Sorry.
too much because she hasn't watched any of those.
straight up
movies yet.
fucking garbage,
No.
in my
Whoa,
opinion.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
No. Bruce's brother-in-law watched our Endgame movie
Wait.
review.
It was the ending you were bothered with and the slowness
It's
before.
all of it.
It was
It's
all
the whole scene
terrible.
with
all
Black
of
Widow for like 4 fucking hours. Who gives a crap? Fucking Black Hawkeye, who's like a drunk alcoholic who came from like an AA meeting to stab some ninjas in the throat. It was just.
Yeah, the only thing that's like
Tony
was the-
Stark in that movie. Like that movie was garbage.
garbage.
But we're not talking
I
about
didn't think
that.
it was garbage, but not as good as it could be. I'm a little more polite about it.
But he is now going to oversee like everything. I'm not sure if he's overseeing comic books, but everything outside comic books, he is the guy that you have to get approval from. Animation, movies, TV shows, anything video related is going through Kevin
Is it
Feige.
typical for a promotion like this in a company to actually be that public? Or is Kevin Feige that good that that's why it's that level? Like, are we that, like, we're pumped, right, that he's doing this?
Oh,
Like,
I'm
it's gonna
sure-
make, it's going to make everything better. Like, if it was
The only one,
Kevin
I think the only,
Stevens or some like random name gets
Freaking
promoted to
Greg
CEO.
Stevens.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Classic Greg Stevens.
You know?
Hey Frank, I'm gonna ask you to do something, or Stay Puff, either one, because I think you guys are the only guys in the chat.
There's 5 people watching.
There are.
You guys watch, comment.
Or
Please,
she'll kill you.
I'll kill you.
please look up.
My teeth will be red by the end of this.
No, right.
Please,
I'm really not sure about this, by the way. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't
think
know if I
wanna
want to
drink
drink
this.
this.
please look up if Kevin Feige had anything to do with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, it's Chucky.
Shecky, what's going on, man? What are you doing back? Shecky is from England.
He's from the UK. He was
Wonderful.
Here, he said it was like 4 a.m. there, so that means it's like 4 a.m. now. Yeah.
Yeah, my best vacation was going to London.
I've never been to
So
London.
long ago. It's unbelievable, but I wish we could go back. But, UK, awesome.
But yeah, please look up if Kevin Feige has had anything to do with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, because that, hands down, I think is my favorite superhero movie, period. That hits so many key elements that I think need to be not
I
Spider-Man,
wasn't listening.
superhero
Which
movie.
one? Which one's Spider-Man?
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh my god, it's such a good movie. We have a Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse shower curtain. That's how much we love Spider-Man Into the
Oh
Spider-Verse.
yeah, my daughter's birthday.
Didn't
present
watch
was
it.
Miles.
I haven't watched it. I honestly.
What?
That's gonna blow your mind.
We'll watch that. Watch that
Not
tomorrow.
because I didn't
That's what
want
we're
to.
doing now.
I just haven't.
Guess what
I
we're
haven't
doing
done
after
it.
this.
You know?
Sorry guys, we're logging off. We gotta go watch Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Let's go Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
It was that good, you know, and I
I took
want
the
to watch
kids
it. I
to
feel
go
like
see it, and
the
they were
reason-
like, "This is the best movie we've ever seen."
that's what I'm feeling. Like. I have to watch it with my son Jack.
Shaggy,
you know,
what are you doing
and I
up
feel,
at
you know,
4 a.m.? But thank you for coming by, man.
Stay up. Don't
Stay up.
listen.
Hoping you're not going to work on a Saturday, whatever's happening, or well, I hope it's Saturday or whatever day.
I don't know what day it is over there. Probably
On the
Monday.
moon. Yeah.
Your moon cheese.
The moon cheese. I'm not sure I can drink this. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't
here.
want to drink this. Can we not drink
Alright,
All
this?
right, I have one more sip. Then we
I'm gonna have to
can-
bail on this.
It's like
There was some help from the stagehands on this one. Like I want to. It tastes
I
like
feel
a
like it's
sparkling
like
wine.
grape-
That's weird.
Yes.
So
grape juice with bubbles that leaves a really gross aftertaste.
it's not a beer. I'm just saying.
Shaggy says it's 3:47. Oh man, Shaggy, I really appreciate you coming by, man. Really, always love everyone coming by. That's come by. But yeah, I personally think Kevin Feige taking over as like the ultimate guy that needs to improve things, and it's just gonna make all the movies coming up. Oh, another news item that was, I don't know if it's really news items, but Ryan Reynolds had his first full Marvel meeting this week because Deadpool is now officially part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe because Fox was bought up by Disney. So
all of Fox except for Fox News.
yes,
Ryan Reynolds better stay Deadpool,
I hope so.
and they
He's the
better
perfect
keep.
Deadpool.
What do you think, guys? Should we do
Something that doesn't say anything about fruit on it, please.
a soft and balanced IPA dry hop with citric mosaic azaka?
I think we should do for science.
Yeah, as soon as they say mosaic, I think maybe. No,
Alright.
this is way better. Oh, I want to take this one for a second. So, if anybody has kids out there, when you look at the label here, I think Captain Underpants or something
watches
like that,
Captain
or
Underpants for a
the
little-
the Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Now, I apologize if anybody
Yeah,
doesn't
should-
have kids, but this label just. I know beer and kids, it's wrong. It's like the worst commercial you've ever seen, but I think that's what we're going with. I think we have to go with that.
Sure. So yeah, Shaggy, I believe his track record is
Just
just
a
on
public
point.
relations nightmare, by the way.
What's a nightmare?
Public relations nightmare of me saying Captain Underpants and drinking a beer.
They're gonna sue us now.
I know.
Oh,
Something's
Josh,
wrong
I
with
give you a
this.
lot.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
You're bad at pouring. I think
It's
you're
alright.
drunk.
I think you need less anyway.
What? I don't know what he's talking about.
Talking over us.
I am very opinionated.
Guys, check out this pour.
There's something different.
It's because you said Captain Underpants, you get more.
So yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool news item. That's like really important to what's going on in the Marvel universe, what's going on with Marvel in general, because a lot of the TV shows really aren't that good in my opinion. I am a Shield fan.
They are bloody god awful, Shecky. He said those bears sound. So far, we haven't had great luck. We
No,
tried.
the first
new
one was
things.
really good. Show
The
us
first one was good. Yeah, Shecky. I don't know if you were watching when we first started.
We're
This-
one for three.
This birthday checks one.
We're 1 for 3.
Well, the China one wasn't terrible. It wasn't as bad. Like we didn't have to dump it, but it wasn't like amazing.
So our theme this week, Shecky, is all beers
Oh
brewed
yeah, we
in
didn't
New
talk
York.
about this one. Where is this one from?
Oh, right over here. Where's it
Wait,
from?
wait,
Here,
wait.
I got this one. Okay.
So what is it called? Where is it from? What is the alcohol content? People need to know.
For Science,
What
New
is
England
this and that?
Double IPA, 8.2%. You know what?
American code.
We
Just
are
means like
not-
insult. That's what I'm
Frank
showing.
is snoring over there. It's fantastic.
This Frank.
It's not saying anywhere here. We just have a government warning and a science label.
One
Maybe
pint double
in-
pale.
oh, you
I
know
know
what?
that it has
Look
to
in
be.
the
Oh, it's from
nautical
Bayshore,
symbol.
New York.
Oh, Bayshore.
No.
Bayshore is right on Long Island. South Shore, Suffolk.
Oh,
County.
Suffolk.
Stupid Nassau County. South Shore, Suffolk. Bayshore, New York. People who are from Long Island know better
The,
than
the
Nassau
guy in the
County.
UK is honestly has no idea what you're talking about.
Long Island is split into two counties.
Apparently,
Nassau
Long
County
Island's
and
at
Suffolk
war.
County.
We're
And
at war.
so, Bruce made me move to Nassau County. I
Made
am
her.
originally from
Made
Suffolk
her.
County. He forced me. He had a gun.
Next news item up is we're going to talk about the Venom movie because Venom 2 is being made, which is a shocker to me. But they have decided on the new villain.
No, they have Suffolk in UK.
The new villain is called Shrek. Not Shrek. Shriek.
Shrek doesn't
Shriek.
sound
Looks
right.
like
Shriek, right? Shriek?
Roger Rabbit.
Shriek.
I think it's supposed to be Shriek because, like, she screams really loud. It makes the Venom symbiote go off his body or whatever. It's pretty...
Susceptible to high
fine.
frequencies.
Why is Frank starting shit every time he's on the chat?
That's Fred. But the character, the actress who would play Shriek is Naomi Harris. I don't know who she is. She's not very familiar. She's been in some things, I guess. She's been in Black and Blue, Skyfall, Moonlight, Rampage.
Your favorite movie!
Movie's terrible. But that's a pretty cool casting. Shriek is, I'm sure, if you've read Venom in the past, you know who that is. I don't know. I just started reading Venom like last year, so that's not too new to me. So I don't think anyone...
No idea.
But she looks like the girl from Roger Rabbit. What's her name?
You're talking-
Jessica.
Jessica Rabbit?
That
That was a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's also a cartoon. It's a comic book.
No, but
Oh, you mean the cartoon version of the act?
Yes,
The slutty
yes.
version of the yeah. Okay.
Yes, the picture that Bruce had up there.
I thought you meant the Atrix playing. I don't
that
know.
picture they had.
all right. So the next news item, because I don't think anyone had any feelings towards that. You want to talk about it?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I don't even know anything about it.
All right, so we're going to talk about the next Matrix movie. That's right, guys. They are making another Matrix movie. So it's going to be Matrix 4. There's been a bunch of castings so far. Keanu Reeves is coming back. Carrie-Anne Moss is coming back. Jada Pinkett Smith is coming back. And there's a newcomer. I want to give that a shot.
Yeah. Abdul Mateen, the second.
The second. And also, my boy, Neil Patrick Harris. I think he's...
NPH would never do that.
Neil
So I think every time I
Patrick
think
Harris
about it.
in Matrix 4.
I love Neil Patrick Harris ever since How I Met Your Mother. I'm not a Doogie Howser guy. I was
I like Doogie Howser.
I definitely did not watch that when I was a kid, but I did watch every single episode of How I Met Your Mother.
And from
I
Harold
watched
and
it
Kumar,
multiple
now
times.
Neil Patrick
Yeah,
Harris.
Harold Kumar.
Well, if anybody follows Neil Patrick Harris more, like the last, I think, like 5 years, he's done way more kid stuff that has been fantastic, like the
the Netflix series.
series of unfortunate events. He's written books. He's really dove into. He wrote a book on a comedic book on magic and whatever. You know, like my son's reading it. Like I said, he's done so much in the world
Yeah, he's a
of
great guy.
children's writers and children's entertainment, and really gone
He does
into
seem
it.
like a cool
Which is
guy.
weird because you see like Harold and Kumar go to Newcastle, like you're talking about like sluts, cokes, and like everything, like titties
Sluts,
everywhere.
Did you say
Okay,
Newcastle?
yeah, like
White Castle?
White Castle, sorry, Newcastle. You know, that's how bad I am with movies. But Neil Patrick Harris has really gone a really solid route as far as like children's entertainment and everything. So I'm kind of interested to see like how he's transitioning more to like the Matrix role. Like I want to
Yeah,
see
what
what
is
that
he doing
happens.
in the
'cause
Matrix, do you
He's
know?
got such a range.
There's nothing really been said so far. One of the two directors is coming back. If you guys don't know, the Wachowski brothers are no longer the Wachowski brothers. They are the Wachowski sisters. Both of them got a sex change, and one of the sisters is coming.
What are the chances?
One of the sisters is coming back to direct, the other is not. So, I don't know. I'm excited because the whole cast is coming back. I was a huge fan of the first one. I can watch it right now and have a great time. Second two movies, I didn't love, but the fact that the whole cast is coming back for the
They
first
say
couple...
Lawrence Fishburne is coming back?
Not yet. I think... Did he die?
If he didn't come back, I wouldn't be sad. I think I've had enough of Morpheus. If it
Yeah, I
went
would
a different
agree.
direction, it would be more exciting. Like
Yeah.
if they did the same characters, the same thing, the same
Yeah.
story, and expand on it, that sucks. I think they should do almost like a bridge or a tangent that involved a couple of the lower end
But
characters,
Starship Troopers should
and then came into it. I thought that would be better, like way better. So
Oh yeah, Starship Troopers is a movie from the early 90s, or late 90s. It's a crazy sci-fi movie,
It's fantastic.
It's
fantastic.
And a lot of people,
Starship Troopers
and a lot of
is
people-
amazing on purpose. Like
it makes fun of itself. Like it is so bad, but it's so good. He is in that movie. Yes, Frank, it is like one of the best sci-fi movies. It's so funny. It's so good.
I agree with you, Frank. Awesome.
Oh, but
On the same page.
The other thing I did want to say about The Matrix 4 is that Jessica Henwick, Frank, you'll know her. She was the girl from Iron Fist. I forgot her name in Iron Fist. But she's also in talks to join the movie. If you're smart, join the movie, Jessica, because, I mean, come on. The whole cast is going back. You want to be part of that. It's going to be awesome. All right, our last movie item of the night is kind of a weird one. So if you guys don't know, there are protests like crazy going on in Hong Kong right now. And China just canceled the premiere of Quentin Tarantino's movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And no one really knows why. And I think the article goes on to guesstimate. Oh yeah, it's because the controversial portrayal of martial art actor Bruce Lee. I'm sure there's more to it than just that. Like, there's a lot of craziness going on in Hong Kong. We're not going to talk about that on this live stream. It's just, there's way too much going on there, and I've read very little.
You know, if anybody's dug a little deeper into that, maybe make a comment or so that we, like, have any idea what's going on with the fact of Quentin Tarantino. What's that?
Drink more.
Well, the only
In my mind.
the only thing that I've heard that's going on there that is completely messed up is that supposedly if they pass this new law or whatever, to get a cell phone you need to get a full facial recognition scan. Like, you go in, they scan you, so that way cameras anywhere in China can scan you and know where you are. So it's like super big brother stuff, and like the youth of China is coming forward as being like, hell no, like, we don't want that. So yeah, just
Yes, I've seen that, Shecky, that they have a whole bunch of Winnie the Pooh memes of people saying they're going to storm China dressed as Winnie the Pooh.
yeah. Yes, it is Bruce Lee. Like, if you don't know who Bruce Lee is a very famous Chinese. He's gonna be Chinese, right? Martial artist from the 70s.
Chinese? 70s?
I think if anybody wants to know anything about like Bruce Lee, you should watch the movie Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
I think it like tells a little bit more about like the demons he went through and stuff, and
He's just-
that's more Hollywood.
Yeah, my wife already tracks my whereabouts. She's my China. Frankie's so funny!
Everyone knows Bruce Lee. I mean, Chucky, if you don't,
Read about it.
Just
Yeah,
read about
really
it.
read about
He's a very famous actor.
Well, he's from like America, from the United States.
He's a self-made martial artist. Self-made, you know, you really have to understand his story of how his like family was cursed and how real that was, and how much more behind the scenes in Hollywood it really was. But yeah, that's why it's so personal, probably to the Chinese, is because like there was some sort of history there.
But we do have a TV item to talk about, or streaming.
TV streaming.
Streaming TV.
TV streaming.
I'm from Hong Kong, so that's probably exactly why they're canceling it. But, do you guys know what El Camino is? If you don't know what El Camino is a new movie out on Netflix. It is a Breaking Bad movie. So if you don't know what Breaking Bad is, do you live under a rock? Because I think you must if you don't know what Breaking Bad is. Supposedly this movie is great. Stephanie and I have not watched it yet. We've
Been a little busy.
been very busy. It was her son's birthday, and then a couple weeks later it was her daughter's birthday, and now it's my birthday, and
It's
then
not my birthday.
next week it's Jack's birthday, my son, and after that I go to California. Yeah, it's...
You're needy. Sounds like you're all needy.
It's all about him.
Yeah.
It's always all about him.
Will be.
Yeah.
But it's supposedly a great movie because there's been 8 million views already on Netflix, which is, it's only been out for a week, and there's already 8 million people that's watched it, which is crazy. I'm really excited to see where Jesse Pinkman, what happens to him, and where they bring him back in the professor. What's his name?
What?
Bryan Cranston?
Bryan Cranston's
character?
Yeah.
I don't remember what his character name is. The more I drink, the less I remember names, apparently.
So
But
I
I have no
admittedly
idea.
haven't seen
White is
Breaking
his last
Bad
name? Something
past
White.
3 episodes into everything.
Something white.
And I do have to say the 3 episodes we watched were
Mr.
amazing.
Ron White.
and I know how good it is, and I just haven't got to watching it. I just haven't made it to it, and I'm sad about that. But
I saw something
I
on the
hope it's
internet
amazing.
saying that Jesse Pinkman, when you watch his show, he calls everybody bitch in the show. And then I saw something that like people were coming when this show was really famous. People were like begging him to call them bitch. Like they were like on the streets, like, can you just call me bitch, please? Like,
Wait, read that.
don't give me an autograph. Just
yeah,
call me
That's
bitch.
great. Jesse goes back in time to get the meth stone for his Colin. Frank, why are you so funny? And why aren't you here hanging out with us on the show? You should be.
Wolf
Frank and
Night.
Samojo will make an appearance. You have to. At some point.
But yeah, that's really all the news I dug up. There was some comic book stuff, but it's been a really busy at work. I have a big job delivered. They were supposed to deliver today that did not, and I was editing YouTube videos and doing other.
Very busy, guys. This is like our third job, our fourth job.
What would you read this week?
I caught up on Deceased this
Yeah.
week. I did finish
Yep.
House of X.
You did
I did. I didn't finish Powers of X.
Powers. There's one more. Yeah.
I have to finish one more Powers of X. I'm really excited to read Something's Killing the Children.
Yep.
Yeah.
That just came out, the second one. I'm really
Yeah,
excited about that.
That one did not get any worse or any like it was so good.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I thought the final Deceased of the 6 of the series was going to come out this week. I'm disappointed that didn't come out. So good.
So
So good.
Deceased.
Well, what do you
we
want?
have
Do you want
Something's Killing the Children, and I did Event Leviathan. I read like the first 3. Amazing. Yes, really
I'm trying
good.
to finish up the Powers of X, House of X
'Cause we're-
series, so
we're
we're going to do a video about that.
Wrap that
Yeah.
up.
But I did. Deceased is taking priority over that because I like that so much more. That I'm
Why-
like,
why-
I need to catch up on Deceased. So I read, and they have like a.
Want to explain what Deceased is to Josh and to our viewers that might
Yes,
not
Yeah.
be
I
reading
would love to
And
do
while
that.
she explains, maybe you put in what you're reading right now.
it. Yeah, totally. Like,
Yeah, let us know.
Shaggy, what are you reading right now?
When it comes to the basement, this
Stay Puff, you still with us?
Yeah, so Deceased is a book about basically like a zombie type apocalypse that happens within the DC universe. It's not really zombies, it is the afterlife equation that is apparently embedded within Cyborg, and someone steals it and like uploads it, and everyone who can see like a phone or any kind of screen gets infected with this virus, and then like crazy killing sprees, and like it's just, guys, I read
Sounds like M. Night Shyamalan, really.
I read
That's what it sounds
Kind of, yeah.
like. Yeah.
series, what do you call it? Episodes, whatever, the 3, 4, and 5
Issues.
on my lunch break, issues 3, 4, and 5 on lunch break, crying like a baby over all the people who are dying. I was like, really, I'm like, I don't know, I have to go back to work. I'm like crying reading these books. They were so good, so well written. I don't know anything about these characters. It's not like I have any tie that I've been reading comics for so long, and I'm so attached to these characters, and I don't want them to die or what. Like, it was just so good. It's so well written. Every single page, I'm like, oh my god, I need to know what happens next. I'm like, I'll be like back to work. I only get a half an hour for lunch because my job is terrible like that. And like, I'm like, oh my god, how many can I read in 30 minutes? Quickly! Like,
The one thing with this is that like everyone's on the table. Like if you're in the Marvel DC universe, you're probably gonna die. It's so. Tom Taylor is doing a kick-ass job with that story.
but they did the other. I'm gonna say the word offshoot. That's not the correct word for it, but that
it's
like
like a tie-in.
a tie-in book where it was like it's called like A Good Day to Die, but it's also like tied into Deceased. I didn't like that as much, and it wasn't because it wasn't written well or wasn't cool. I don't know any of the characters. Like it was
I know all
all
the
like
characters.
Constantine and like all these
Constantine-
people.
I like Constantine. I do.
Constantine's amazing.
Yeah.
And
I
I
like
don't know. I
Constantine,
mean,
yeah.
unless he's the same guy who Keanu Reeves plays from the Constantine movies.
Yeah.
I don't know him. Like there was a bunch of characters that were like
But
in
you
it
know
that
Big
I'm like.
Barda and Mr. Miracle.
I know Big Barda. I know Mr. Miracle. But everybody else that they were bringing in, I didn't understand their super pure hero powers, and it was lost a little on me. So I didn't enjoy it.
I
as
haven't
much.
I haven't read Deceased, but I did. I was in the comic book store and I saw the cover art for Deceased.
So
And
good.
I don't know what the art is inside the books, but if you guys really care about art, if you're looking at the covers, the Deceased covers, whoa.
Those are just covers, like.
I mean, the covers just. I mean, I get into the art of the comics that really sells it for me, and when the cover looks that good, it really kind of pushes me to. You have to buy. You have to do this, even if it's just the cover,
Which one?
because it's almost like the cover sells the whole
Oh,
thing. I think one of them,
Citrus ones.
Batman is
I'll vomit.
drooling blood. You can tell he's having trouble, and then one of them's like a Joker that's gone wrong. It's amazing. Don't even if you're not buying it, just go to your comic book store and like look at that cover art.
It's
And
so,
just
all of it is so good.
it gets
So
you
good.
curious. Is all I'm saying. It gets you really curious.
There are so many things I didn't know within the DC universe, like that Batman had a son, that Superman had a son, that that Superman and Lois Lane were like married and they had a kid together. Like nothing I knew, but like from knowing nothing and then 5 issues in, they get you so hooked into this story, and I was like,
Yeah, but Shaggy, like, since this is kind of like an offshoot, like it's a book that's not going to follow continuity at all.
That's a lot for her.
Yeah, it
No.
is.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
Now you got my cooties.
So back to the beer real quick before we move on. I like the science. I don't know if you guys like
Oh,
science.
I did like the science, and we're not talking about our beers, guys.
but
Our
I
next,
like the science.
Sorry, yes.
I'm into the science. Bruce can't be allowed to pour anymore because he does not tell you guys about the beer
Sorry.
that we're drinking at all. So the next beer that we are trying
Payment
is
is due.
Payment is Due, with a guy, like, almost like a Crypt Keeper guy, maybe?
I think it's 9%, and
Oh my
I
god,
think
it
the
is
payment
9%!
the payment is
The payment
due
is going to be the
is
toilet bowl.
because it's a double IPA. I think that's the play on words there.
Brewed with Columbia.
Oh,
I'm
Oceanside,
gonna go
New
with
York.
that. I'm
Oh,
gonna
is
go
it?
with that.
No way.
So this beer is brewed in Oceanside. We live in Island Park. Oceanside is the town next to us.
And
so
this
it's brewed
is a
right next to us.
Oh, this is a play on the. I forget what the name is in mythology. The guy that brings the dead people on the boat and puts pennies on the eyeballs.
Oh god, what is his name?
Okay, that is.
Penny eyeball guy.
No, he's from
It's not-
he's from that movie with
Oh, actually, it's
where
on
he's
the
like,
eyeballs.
"Pulls the lever!"
It's
What's that
actually on the
movie?
mouth, which is a different religion that I can't know if anybody knows anything about
Superman
that.
has a dog and
I'm
a
pretty
Bizarro.
sure
What's a
that
Bizarro?
is in that realm.
So
And
there's a
plus the
world.
crows and death. Something about the bridge. I don't know if anybody can see that or I'm moving too fast, but
He's like the guy who brings you between like death and the afterlife.
yeah, there is meaning in this artwork, and that should be appreciated.
Yeah.
Just saying.
What's the name of the brewing company? Barrier
Yeah.
Brewing Company in
Yeah.
Oceanside, New York, which is like 5 minutes from
Yeah.
here.
It's
I think this plays on too that there's a big connection between when you drink beer and you drink alcohol and spirits, that there's some sort of payment
I
due.
think Josh is looking
know,
at this
when-
way too much.
I am looking into it.
He's like, I remember.
Hey, wait! When people die, what do? You go to the graveyard, and one for you and one for me. Payments
Pour
due.
some out for the homies.
I'm just saying that there's something there.
Any copper coins on that label?
There is some coins on there. Nightmare and something else.
Yes.
Shecky.
Somebody else's. Come on, sell it. Sell it.
What is that? Like a snake? Maybe? Scorpion?
Scorpion.
Snake, scorpion. Payment is due. I don't know what that means. We're gonna die.
When you die, your payments due.
We have to pay by drinking this beer.
But to wrap up the story about Deceased, I think personally that is a great book for anyone who is not reading current
Like, if you don't
current
even
books.
like comics, like, that is, like, such a good book. Even if you don't like comics, like, just the story was so good.
Yeah, it's
I
just
want to read it again.
it's a really really good book. And you don't need to be caught up with like anything. Like you can go in like if you are reading, there's some bonuses in there that are like super fun. But if you don't not, it's just like a really really good time. And if you like, it's just zombies and like superheroes, and that's just like a
But it's got a
banging
little bit of
mix.
everything. It's got, like, the violence, it's smart, it's got, like, drama and sorrow, and just everything you want to hit in
Yep.
that book is just, it's there.
So
You get
good.
everything. It's so good.
It's really
I
good.
thought that Little Bird was my favorite comic, which is still of an amazing book, and everyone should read it, but Deceased, I'm, like, excited. Like, I'm like, when does the next issue come out? Like,
Oh, I don't know. I think Little Bird is still like.
I think you're seeing Stephanie's growing process through this comic book stuff.
I am.
You know,
I'm
you got this. You know, the issues, the series, they like engage you. I think I was thinking about it on the way down here because, by the way, it was like a 6-hour drive. But when you're reading a comic and you read the words, there's not as many words as a novel, let's say, but a novel spends about 6 pages a chapter, just all these adjectives describing how the
Yes.
walls look and how the drapes look and how the blood was dripping so wet, and you're just like, and some people get, And I'm reading a 1,200 page, like Brian Sanderson novel, and I'm just like, oh, there's 400 adjectives. The power of comics is that you're reading it, and that the artwork just explodes 10, 20 pages of a novel right in front of you, and you can see it right away. You see it right away in the artwork that the artist is delivering to you, and I think that makes a good comic. And I think that's why you always think the artwork is so important, is because you just have some words from the writer, and the artwork just explodes the next 5 pages of description in your face if you metaphorically compare it. If that gets too weird, but that's how it feels to me when you read a good comic.
You feel, and I've said that in our past videos, that like you read it and you feel like you've read a whole novel.
Yeah.
Like what you read in like two like issues of one series, you're like, I felt like I read a whole book just from their drawings and artwork.
And that's what feels like the selling point for me, is why I engage so much into it, because it's 15 minutes for like 6 hours of experience, and that's kind of
what I said,
you get.
in the world where no one has any time, 15 minutes all you have to dedicate to it, and you get a whole story.
It really is just like why I started this channel almost a year ago.
Lord of the Rings has 2 chapters of how green the grass was.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. That's like one frame from I'm gonna shout out to Coach Echo, or if I butcher your name, from the Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil run right now. That when the new artist came back,
Marco Gicchetto.
Yeah, Coach Echo. He just boom when he disappeared for 4 issues. It was
so bad.
It sucked. And then he came back and boom, the story came to life, and the anger of the book is so much better, and that's how it feels. Yeah. 2 pages of grass or 2 pages of weeds. That's how it feels. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I again, why I started this channel is because the comic books are so much more than what so many people think. Comic books are for everyone. There's a book out there for every age, every sex, every religion, everything. There's just, there are, the mainstream comic book media is superheroes, but that is not comic books. Comic books is so much more, and I'm finding out more and more every week as I pick up more and more indie books, and I wish I was picking up more a long time ago, because there are so many books out there that are so good. I'm gonna pick some up and trade. Time is a big factor right now.
Our time is your time. If you guys read more, and then you're able to talk to us about it, Bruce's time gets more. Stephanie's time gets more.
Yeah, add more things to my roster of things to read.
Stephanie is trying to focus more on the indie section of books, so she would love you guys' suggestions. So if you guys do have suggestions, if you're watching this on replay, please let us know what you guys think that Stephanie should be reading. I have a couple ideas, but we definitely need to pick up trades for her to get caught up.
What's the one that you just gave me? The one that was it looked like a Russian.
It's in my closet.
No, I have it. You gave it to me.
Oh yeah, I did give it to you.
Yeah.
Something of the Skies of Berlin.
Yes.
That book was awesome. I keep on forgetting what the actual name of the book was, but it was so good because it was about something over the skies of East Berlin, I think is the name of it. But it's definitely, it has a little sci-fi at the end, but it's very much
Shecky noticed you look under the weather. Shecky, Bruce is very sick right now, actually. If you can't hear it in his voice, he's got laryngitis. He's had a cold all week.
It's not to turn all you guys on.
It's not like an episode of Friends where he's singing Smelly Cat in a sexy voice for you.
No, no, I am. I've been battling my voice all day. It was way worse.
Yeah, you're actually doing pretty good, because he could barely talk all day. It was
pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think the beer is actually helping. I'm sure tomorrow I will not be able to speak at all, but...
Yeah, but he's doing pretty good. I'm impressed. I thought we would have to do most of the talking.
Yeah, he's going to read a romantic novel to us later.
Yes. We're going to do a little bit of improv. Bruce is going to act some scenes out for us.
From Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah.
But, this book's for everyone. I'm serious. You could find a book that would be suitable for your grandma. They're out there. You just need to do a little bit of digging, and they're out there. There's just something about words with pictures that are drawn really well that just hit home, man.
And the best part is, if you find something you don't like, you haven't wasted your whole time on it. Like I said, I read the Divergent series. It was 3 books. It took me a while. By the time it was over, I was like, I can't believe I wasted my life on this. Like
$4
in 15 minutes, and you're like, oh, that wasn't like. I've read comic books that were like, this is terrible. I can't believe I read this, but I don't care because it was 15 minutes of my life, and I can go on to the next thing. I'm devoted 600 pages of a novel into this book that I'm like, now it stinks, and I'm so mad that I've read it. Because I've had several books where I'm like angry afterwards, where I'm like, it took so much time and I read that.
I wasted date night.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I'm like up till 2 o'clock in the morning, like, it's gotta be getting better soon. It doesn't get better. It's terrible.
And another great thing about comic books is that there is a huge...
Oh, Frank said happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, Frank. There's like so many people out there that love them. Like, there's comic cons. Like, if you're in the comic books and you're like not sure what to do, go to a comic book and see what is out there. But there's also like comic book websites. Like, there's so many out there that you can go to and like find other people that are into the same thing that you are into and like
Look who's on.
enjoy it. Joe Ryan, what is going on, my man?
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
He says he's also sick. And today's Bruce's birthday, Joe.
Dude,
It's his birthday and he's sick and he's still here for you guys.
Joe, I know you have kids. If you got it from your kid, I hear you, bro. My 3-year-old was like sleeping in the bed, breathing his cold in my mouth.
School's a cesspool.
School's
Yeah, it's like a bunch of
successful.
carrier monkeys just touching each other. And so I just see them. I see
Nice
them
job.
walking through the hallways and touching everything. I'm like, this is why I'm always sick! And there's Jack, like, with his fingers in his mouth. He's like...
So, Joe, just so you know, this is my amazing girlfriend, Stephanie. This is my best friend, Josh, from New Hampshire. Stopping by.
It's been a pleasure.
2 kids, my little girl, brought it home.
Yeah.
Bruce's son brought it home. Bruce has the immunity of a 6-month-old baby. So he... anytime anybody's sick, Bruce gets it.
It's gonna get better.
So, he's sick. I'm not sick. Sophia's sick.
Yes.
3 out of the 5 of us are sick.
So, Joe, what was your favorite book this week? Tell me it was Something's Killing the Children. The book was so good. I gotta know.
I was not super impressed with the way... Was it House of X? Powers of X? I always get them confused. Which one, the way Wonder Woman?
Joe loves X-Men.
Yes?
Yes.
The way it was just very anticlimactic.
Joe's
Like,
also been
it was
reading
like-
X-Men for a very long time, so I understand why he's loving what's going on right
Is
now.
an opinion on this, like, can you expect that if you start an arc, House of X and Powers of X, and it's going to be, say, 6 issues of each one, like, in your mind, are you expecting every 6 issues to blow your mind?
I've
Are you
never read
expecting
any X-Men at all. It is very different from all the other comic books that I've read thus far. It's a ton of detail. I feel like as someone who hasn't read anything and doesn't know anything about X-Men, I feel very lost. I don't feel like it's easy to follow.
With X-Men usually is very confusing. Even the movies are confusing. Everything's confusing with X-Men. And the powers and the time and everything, and how many X-Men there are and how many powers there are. But I feel like, I'm just saying, like, if you start an arc of anything, are you guys expecting, like, all the issues? Like, don't give up on the, like, if you're reading anything and there's 10 issues and issue 3 sucks, give it to issue 5. Like, let it...
Like, I'll still read all of them.
It depends. It depends. Like, all right, Joe, I want to get your opinion on, do you think House of X and Powers of X is good for brand new readers? Because I know what Stephanie thinks, and I kind of agree with her what her feelings are.
I'm on the fence of whether or not to read it or not, is what I'm saying. You know?
Oh, no, you
Kinda
should.
like,
I think
do I?
you definitely have enough background to jump in and probably know. Stephanie has no knowledge.
No. And I felt very
Zero.
lost. And I was like, wait, what? And I don't like reading. That's how I felt about Mr. Incredible.
So the writers are
What's
assuming
his name?
something,
Mr.
you know?
Mr. Miracle. I felt the same way. I read Mr. Miracle in trade,
See, that was funny because I knew nothing about Mr. Miracle.
and I was so confused.
And I loved Mr. Miracle.
I didn't even finish it because I was like, I kept trying to read it in trade, and I felt like I was stupid, and I read a lot, and I'm like, did I forget how to read? Like, has it been so long that I can't follow stories anymore? Like, this is the point of my life I've gotten to? Like, I had to keep reading just so I could feel better about myself. I'm like, I've got to go back to school or something. I've lost it. Like,
Yeah, Joe agrees. Like, you definitely need some history jumping into House of X and Power of X to like really take the whole story in. I think it's definitely setting up what Jonathan Hickman is going to do in the long run. Like he definitely has this outline that he pitched Marvel that's like.
But there's so
It's
many
gonna go
characters
on,
they introduce through every
Right,
comic
so
book.
these are the
And I don't
cornerstones for the next
understand who
like
half of them
10
are.
5 to
10
10 years
years,
of
yeah.
House of X. Basically,
10 years is
X-Men
probably
in general, yeah.
too long. It's probably like he probably has like a 2-3 year like plot that's going to go on and that is going to be crazy, and I really am enjoying like the big picture of like looking forward to like where this is going to go issue to issue. I am not loving every single issue.
So he says House of X thrives on making you feel uncomfortable in the status quo of you knew of the X-Men, yes.
Yes.
I only know X-Men from the movies, so to me, I was totally lost. There's a lot of characters in all the movies, in all the books, like Moira, I've never even heard of. There's so many people they introduce, and I have no idea who they are, and that makes it confusing
Honestly, like
me.
to me, like I knew a little bit about X-Men, and I read some of the comics, and when I saw the original movies, and I'm talking about like X-Men First Class or anything, my favorite X-Men character was Colossus.
Are you talking about the cartoon from?
He's the one who's like
No,
steel.
the,
He's
Yes.
made of
yeah,
metal.
the comic books. Like Colossus was my thing.
Yeah.
I collected X-Men cards.
Yeah.
I had the they came in big, thick collector cards. They were like really well done. They were like, they were like thick, and they came in like foil, and they were good. And I paid attention to X-Men, and Colossus. I was like, yeah, Colossus, and then they just threw Colossus in the movies. Yeah.
No, that
He
was
seemed
terrible.
like teenage angst.
Steelman. Colossus was like the main X-Men. The guy was made of metal and was strong, get rage and like burst. He's, and actually tell you the truth, even if you're not into comics, if you played it ever in the arcade, like Colossus in the arcade was like one of the like characters you wanted to play in the video game, and his power was destroying the board, and then you like see the movies and you're like, yay, so I don't know what
They didn't
to
even
do.
make him rush it in the films.
Made him a joke in Deadpool.
Oh, dude, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. You made him a joke in Deadpool because it was so dumb in the originals.
bad. What was I saying earlier? I'm trying to think of like where to go because Josh went some places. You went some places trying to read Joe's comments.
Start
There's
with
a lot of
Joe.
different directions
It's about the
here.
audience. Start with Joe.
Joe.
Joe made some great points. It's like you need like it helped knowing like Joe, House of X from a long time ago, where one did the snap, no more mutants. That's where I jumped in. That's like my first X-Men besides the cartoons from like we were kids. Joe and I think me and you just had your birthday a little while ago. My birthday is today. We're both 39. We pretty much go at the same time period, so we're talking about the X-Men cartoons. You guys, know the X-Men cartoons. But House of X was like my first dive into the X-Men. I've been reading it off and on consistently from that point, but so I knew who Cypher was for the most part. But he is a huge part of this new run. So you don't know who Cypher is at all, or Warlock, because he has the Warlock arm, so that's kind of connected in there somewhere. There's little hints and little things throughout both series where if you're not looking, you're not X-Men smart, which I'm going to call it. New term, X-Men smart.
X-Men smart.
X-Men
I'm
smart.
not X-Men smart.
That you completely miss. And Joe, like I try to watch all your videos. You catch a lot of those things, but like people like Stephanie, who is not X-Men smart,
I'm not X-Men
completely miss those things, and
I'm X-Men
those
stupid.
are important things that I think are going to be into the future, or important in the future. So, the series overall, I think, was good. I think relaunching the X-Men, I think he might have been beneficial to be a little more inclusive for outside readers.
Well, because I was really excited to read it because I watch all your videos. And you were so excited about all these books. And you're like, oh my god, what he's doing with this is so amazing. And I was just...
Well, it was just like, they were hyping it up so much, like, relaunching X-Men. Like,
I think they were doing that because it needed to be done. Like, it needed to be done. You needed to relaunch X-Men. It was so broken and so unpopular, and if you did a movie or if you did another
Well,
book,
they did that,
they'd be like,
that Phoenix
you know?
movie with the girl from Game of Thrones. We didn't even see that.
Exactly, like it was so broken, like you had to restart the
I
whole.
don't think I've
X-Men
seen the
thing.
last like 3 or 4 X-Men movies.
Because I think before Marvel series came out, X-Men was probably more popular than.
One.
I mean, I know they're part of the same, but like when you think X-Men, it doesn't necessarily register that it's Marvel. You know, like people think X-Men universe. Wow, you know, they were really like into it.
Yeah.
And then when you release Marvel movies and Captain America and everything, like X-Men just fell by. Like, God, that's boring. It sucks.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, Hugh Jackman probably like
yeah.
made everything.
Yeah, that was the only thing.
Magneto
Without
has
Hugh Jackman,
kids.
everything was broken and
Yeah,
junk. And nobody watched
Wanda
anything.
and Quicksilver.
Quicksilver's Magneto's kid? Where have I been? I really like Quicksilver because he's the guy who is from American Horror Story who plays his character in the movies.
Oh, you're talking about those terrible movies.
But I like him in the movies.
Well, he's actually the only good part of those movies.
Yes, I like his character in the movies a lot. I like what he does. I like the scenes they have where everything pauses and he can like move the cups out of the way and he like saves all the people. I really like that. part
No.
of the movies.
I think I only saw that first movie that he was in, but that was like one of the first times that they've done a speedster, and like shown like what his like reality would be like.
Yeah.
And Joe, tell me if you think this is right. Frank, we've talked about this many times in the office. So the Flash, Quicksilver, any speedster, like when they get snuck up on, I'm gonna just say this now, fucking bullshit. Like supposedly they're able to feel like the fabric, anything move, like literally like a piece of dust. Like they feel it because like they're in tune and.
So being sneaked up on.
It's like
impossible.
no, it's
Should be
impossible.
impossible.
Because like they are moving so fast all the time, their brain waves, everything. It's like, it's like literally like they feel vibrations. So like you move, you make a vibration. There's no way you're running at someone and you're not making the vibration.
Why
Bullshit.
should you do that again?
Like I am just so angry with like Joshua Williamson's The Flash. Like there's so many things that happen in that book where I'm just like, this is so bad. So bad. Flash should never be snuck up on. Period. Hands down. Never, ever,
Start
ever,
a beer and
ever.
talk about it.
Yeah. Well, we're waiting for you to finish
Yeah, we
your
were.
beer. You were really behind.
You're so far behind.
Jesus. Well, someone's got to hold the channel together.
Someone has to keep talking.
Yes, Joe. Unless it's another speedster. Totally get that. If it's another speedster, he gets stuck on. But he's getting stuck on by like he's getting punched by people like. If someone's coming at him like this at normal speed, even if they're going the fastest possible, the Flash can move faster as
It's fast when it's convenient.
as fast as light. So if light is it's like someone's punching, like going to punch him, it should be like super slow mo. And he's just like looking at them going, "You're really gonna do that, bro?" Like crush him. Like no.
That makes me think of the Angry Birds movie, that little yellow bird that's really fast, and they break in to see all the pigs, and he like goes and he like they're trying to like shoot at him, and he goes
Chuck.
in. Yes, Chuck.
Chuck.
And he's so fast that he like turns everything around on them, and then like when time comes back, everything just hits them in the face,
Yes.
and they're like, yeah.
Like.
Yep.
Side note: Angry Birds movie I thought it was gonna be terrible.
It was so good.
No,
it was
so
such
good.
a good
So
movie.
good.
was
How-
pretty-
Why would you think it was going to be terrible?
Because
It's
Angry
so
Birds
good.
don't make a video game
You
on
did
like
a really good job with
You
that.
got
iPad
to
game.
introduce this beer. Somebody
Yes,
has
this
to.
is this beer, guys. I'm sorry. We moved on to our next beer. We were waiting for Josh to catch up because he's very slow. People from New Hampshire are a little bit slower than people from New York.
I'm still driving it down.
This is the. Let me get some of the water off. This is the image that's on the front. It is from the same brewing company. I feel like a lot of these came from because it's got this same logo. Catterskill IPA, a soft and balanced IPA dry hopped with citric mosaic Azacca in Columbus. I didn't know Columbus was a spice. Christopher Columbus, he's a spice now. Brewed in the heart of the Catskills, so also in New York, keeping with our beers brewed in New York theme. West Hills, New York? I don't know where that is, but upstate somewhere at the Catskills, so that's the beer we're trying right now. Josh had to leave, he couldn't hold it.
I guess he had to go pee pee. So Joe, I know you are in New York. Where in New York are you? In the city?
Jonathan from New York?
Yeah, Joe's from New York.
That's so cool. Hey, Joe. We should do like a joint show one day.
That's what I'm
with
saying. Like Joe, I know I'm small time compared to you, but I would love to do a show with you sometime. We can come to you. You can come to us. Always would love to meet. I would just love to meet you, man. I'm a big fan of yours.
That's the first person Bruce ever told me about in the comic book world was you, Joe. He was so excited that like you liked his video, and then he was like, "Oh my god!" He was geeking out hardcore about it. So that is pretty cool that you're from New York. I'm upstate.
We're upstate because you said you've mentioned Midtown Comics multiple times. How do you get down to Midtown? Midtown Comics is my store, and we're gonna do a what are they called?
Do you know what I just found out about from my job? You know that big job I've been working on that I told you was going to be in New York
Yes.
City? I just found out it's only going to be there for 2 weeks.
That sounds about right.
2 weeks? I thought it was going to be there for Christmas. It's a Christmas job I'm doing. 2 weeks! All the work. It took me a month to do that job, and they're putting it up for 2 weeks.
But yeah. Well, Joe, if you do come down, like maybe like we can meet up and that'd be great. But
You said how we get there, and Frank said train.
Train.
You're such a wise ass, Frank. Where's Narrate? I like Narrate. She hasn't been on except for that first time. Ruining everything, Josh.
that's my lighting, bro.
I know, it's totally.
So
You're messing up all the lighting guys we have in here.
if you guys don't know who Joe Ryan Comics is, he is a amazing YouTuber. He does the same thing that I do. He reviews comics. He puts out a lot more videos than I do. Not saying that's better or worse, but he does a great.
We don't.
He does a great.
We have aspirations to be as good as Joe.
Yes, aspirations, exactly. I have great aspirations to be as good as Joe someday. But you should definitely check out his channel. If you haven't checked out his channel before, he's just fabulous. He's a great guy. But Joe, give Stephanie and my buddy Josh. Josh is kind of like a more of like superhero-ish kind of guy.
Boxing class. Go to read.
And my girlfriend Stephanie is more interested in the indie books. So maybe hit them with 2 books a piece that you think they should be reading. She already knows about killing. Something is killing the children, and she's.
I read Little Bird. I read that Youth Relics one. That is not something I will ever read again.
No, that was terrible.
No, it's
I
not
did
terrible.
read Little Bird.
Did you?
I did.
How good is that book?
I read the first one and then I read the second one and it was so good.
Then I stopped reading it.
Yeah, I stopped reading it. I'm not kidding. Like the artwork was so good.
It's insane.
The artwork was
scenes
so
where she's,
good
like, killing people and the blood.
that
and
it
just,
was
like
too gross for me.
You
Like I
couldn't
had to
handle
step
it?
back. Yeah, it was
We're
too
gonna
much.
go to Comic-Con next year, and I'm gonna dress up
It was
like
too
Little
much.
Bird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you dress up like Little Bird,
I'm
everybody's
gonna be
gonna
Little
Dude,
Bird.
throw up
Co-
around you.
com-
It's gonna be that gross.
No,
Like,
come to Comic-Con with us next year. Oh my god, we can be a whole Little Bird crew.
I would love to go to Comic Con. I would
Okay.
love. You know what? Next year, I turned 40.
Yeah, I
So
turned
do you.
40.
You guys
And-
are so
and-
old.
Comic-Con's right around my birthday.
We're going to Comic-Con. I'm gonna be Little
Boom.
Bird. I'm gonna get a big furry, feathery
No, you
shawl
have to kill a wolf
with my.
and skin
Yes,
it.
I'm gonna kill
and
a wolf
wear
and skin
it.
it, and then wear it, and then
And it's gotta
crawl
be,
into
like, dripping with
Comic-Con.
blood.
That is my
Look at
plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Those.
And Bruce will be the axe.
Well, no, I was thinking of the Axe or Sarge. Are you talking about the Spider-Man? The decades, right? Is that what you're talking about, Joe? Because I actually haven't read that myself. I know you hyped it on your channel. I don't know. It's one of those books where I saw, I was like, I'm gonna skip it, but I know you've hyped it, so.
I'm gonna stick with Event Leviathan, Daredevil.
Event Leviathan's on my list. 'cause
I
Bruce
feel
has
like
hyped that up a lot,
3.
too.
It's really it's my boy Brian Michael Bendis, baby. When he hits that shit out of the park, it is just it's got
You know, I feel
so
like
much going on for it.
For anybody that is really, really busy, 3 comics. Choose 3. It's not that bad.
3.
He's not 19 to 35 a week, whatever it is. But if you choose just 3 and you stick with them, you're going to be into them. 3's nothing. I mean, honestly, that's
Criminal
$12
Girls,
every 3
low?
weeks.
Bruce is my comic
3,
book
4
shirt.
weeks.
Resident,
Totally
yes,
great.
Resident JoJo. Oh my god, that book is so
Brandy's
fire.
Criminal Paper Girls Saga, Low Resonant. A Resonant Bruce gave me. I haven't read it yet. I'm catching up on House of X and Powers of X. I just finished reading all my Descendants deceased that I was behind
What's
on.
What's the premise of Resonant? So, like, I know because I
Well,
got 2
Resident-
right now. I'm looking for one more.
All right,
so
no.
let's do it.
If I was gonna pick 3 of these right now, I would definitely pick Something is Killing Children. I think that book is fire. I think
I've read that though. I'm up. I gotta read the second one. Just came out.
I think
but the
Resident
first one-
is probably number 2. It's kind of like, all right, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. So it's post-apocalyptic. Something has happened that has destroyed society.
World apocalyptic.
World apocalyptic.
But not zombie apocalyptic, right?
Not that we know of.
Okay.
But so resonant. Like what is when you hear something resound or resonant resonate. It's a sound,
Yep.
right?
That doesn't make me think of a sound.
No.
Resonates within you. It makes me think of like a feeling.
There's a sound penetrating your heart.
Yes, it's deep
It
within my soul.
resonates.
It's weird. All
So
right.
We're making this weird.
so
Train.
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 That is a train. Long Island, baby.
We should have that chant that song. Come on, ride the train.
I wish
And like it plays every time there's a song.
I wish I could
it's like
have
our intro. We dance through it. Like,
I wish I could have a graphic every time the train came across. There was just like a little choo-choo train.
I
But,
think it's like Come on, ride the
It's
train.
Spider-Man
dancing.
stopping it. Just.
It's about this wave of sound that travels across that drives people insane. And they have these little crickets or things they carry with them to help them know when it's coming. And it follows this one family. It's a dad, a daughter, and 2 sons. And
Are you spoiling the whole thing?
Yeah, because if you were gonna do that,
Yeah,
man, I want to read this. It's on my list.
oh my god, no,
Okay,
this,
just give me a premise here, because you're
no,
like,
and they're
you're reading comic
and they're
books.
in the world, and they're trying to survive, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
It might be like a Hunger Games type scenario.
But the book is
Oh my God, I love the
so
Hunger Games
good.
All right, so it's apocalyptic. They're trying to survive. Something's resonating, and they got a little.
That's
It
warning,
resonates deep in their heart.
and they're
There's
trying,
been 3 issues.
but it's deep.
All 3
Okay.
issues are so. 3 issues, I think, right, Joe? It's so good.
It's very mysterious. I like that. But what's your third? You said Little Bird. No, wait.
No, I said
You said Something
Resident.
Seeing the Children. Resident.
My other indie that is complete fire right now.
Fire.
That's why.
He
That's
says things like it's lit, and he also
No.
says YOLO.
No, I don't. No,
You
I
gotta
don't.
go.
No, I
You gotta go. Fire in the loins.
He
You
says
know,
it's fire.
I'd li-
YOLO.
Of the ones
It's
of
lit.
all the kids' words that they use nowadays.
Hella.
No, it's fire.
That's kid.
Like I like that
Fire.
word. But something is fire is just like it's like hot. It's great. Once a Future is good. Joe, I think the writing is just. I said in my recent review today, like it just seems like it's fast sometimes. Like it's skipping over things
What is
that Once a Future. It's a story about a grandma and her grandson, or grandma and a grandson. And she used to be a monster hunter, but the grandson doesn't know this. And then something happens that she has to go back on the hunt, but she was in an old lady's home.
Wow, that's really weird.
And
Yes.
she calls her grandson and is like, "Yo, come get me right now." And she's like, and he
I
like,
got monsters to kill.
she doesn't say that.
That's intriguing enough.
I don't know.
Grandma kills
She wear
monsters.
diapers while she does it.
Yeah.
It just reminds it. Yeah, Natural Treasure would be good. I had never watched Supernatural, so I don't know. But
Natural
what did
treasure,
Shecky say?
But super.
oh, Resident.
She gave us the definition.
Yeah,
that
because you're saying it's
he
not.
gave us the definition. Excuse me. I keep saying. I don't know why I keep saying that. He gave us the definition of resonant. I don't know. When I think of resonate, it makes me think of a feeling, not a sound. But maybe I'm just dumb.
Yeah, but I think Boom is
Resident.
putting out some of
Yeah.
like the best indie comics.
Boom is?
Period. Boom Studios.
Okay, Boom Studios, independent comics.
Yeah, like there's some books in
They
the
didn't write Little Bird.
No, that was Image.
I know. So they're not the best.
I'm not saying they're the best, but they're
Image is the best.
currently right now they're putting out some like books that are just great. I mean, I did love Assassination. Assassination I thought was really, really fun. That was Image. Little Bird, amazing. That's
What's the one with the Lionel Richie ship?
Space Bandits.
Space Bandits.
That's fun. That's
Who writes? Who? What company?
Sea of Stars. Whoa.
Sea of Stars. I didn't read. That's also on my list. Sea of Stars is on there.
Sea of
with
Stars,
Resident.
Joe. Being a dad, you will definitely jump on board with this with me. I know you already like it. I've heard you talk about it on your channel. That book is so good. It's about a father and a son. The mama died. It's in the future. They're on a spaceship.
Wait, which one is which variant cover did they do, Joe? Which one is the one we have? Do we have one of the variant covers?
No, I think we had the first one. But they're on a space cargo ship. He's delivering stuff.
What is Film Studios? We have this one.
And the ship gets eaten by a giant, like I don't know, space worm snake thingy. And oh my god, my voice sounded so cool right there.
So cool.
Yeah, like they think.
But then the son and the dad get separated. The son gets like superpowers somehow, and he's like flying through space with like a space whale and a space monkey. And then the dad is like just barely surviving, holding on to get his son, but the son thinks the dad's dead. Oh my god, it's so good. It's also Jason Aaron. Jason Aaron is one of my favorite writers, hands down.
And Jason Aaron is doing right now, in case anybody doesn't know.
Oh, right now he's still writing Thor. He's writing
Thor.
Avengers, and he's writing Sea of Stars.
Oh, really?
I think that's the best advice that I actually got from the channel was when I started recognizing good writers and good artists, not good heroes.
Hello. Oh,
Like
Stars.
all the I would do the assumption that all the heroes are good, all the stories are good, but with the bad writer it sucks. With the bad artist it sucks. So when you start describing good writers like John Cates and Jason Aaron, Brian Michael Bendis, and you all
Scott Snyder, Jason John.
yeah,
Jason
you start
Tynion.
and you started. Artists are a little harder, but dig deep into the artist. When you started learning the artist and you started getting into that as well, like it opened up more because I tell you what, like I said, Daredevil's bad with a bad artist. Good artist, it blows my
How terrible is
mind.
the Daredevil show?
Oh, well, no, it's
No,
So
the Daredevil show,
Daredevil?
Daredevil show.
DoorDash, the show
You
about
can't
DoorDash.
knock that. I love it.
Joe. Why didn't you get Something Is Killing Children too? Oh my god, the book is so
Daredevil show's
good.
great. You can't knock it.
I tried to watch
They
it.
don't
I got
break-
like 2 episodes in and I was like, this is so
When they do an
painful.
action sequence, they don't break video. They just keep moving the camera. There's no
Oh, the
break.
Unbroken.
Because they
the
can't
Unbroken
afford to
Unbroken
make
Day.
multiple shots
Oh,
because it's
no,
a terribly...
stop.
Dude, come on. Yeah, that
Shecky.
is good. You should. Daredevil on Netflix is the best.
No,
Defender
not
sucks.
the best.
Daredevil's great.
Shecky, Unworthy Thor was amazing. You should.
No, he got something similar to it. He just didn't get the variant.
This is the
And
last beer, by
Rex,
the way.
Rex Miller was the worst Daredevil. I don't know who that is either.
Poor 2
What's
out.
that?
So.
Rex Miller?
Who's Rex Miller?
I don't know. He
Is he
sounds
the
like he'd be
person-
like a WWF wrestler, like Rex Miller. Like that would be his name.
Yeah, I like season 1, season 3 myself, Joe. Season 2 was,
Of Daredevil?
Yeah.
I think.
No.
You know, actually, on the Daredevil comic, I haven't read
It's
the
like-
next
I
couple
like the
eps.
Unworthy
the where I
Thor.
left off was
What's the other
Kingpin ripping the politician apart in the bathroom.
Oh,
I hate to spoil it.
Oh my god, you gotta say spoilers, bro. Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
I'm sorry. Like, if it doesn't sell you
Go
for
back
you,
in time, people. Spoiler alert.
Kingpin is trying to be
No, hold on.
political and bigger.
No. This is a step back. A
Oh,
quick step.
it's-
Kingpin got...
Lou Ferrigno. That's old school rank.
the D&D comic is so good. But Kingpin got elected mayor corruptly. But he's mayor right now. And he thinks he's going to be this big dog. He's like, I'm leaving criminal life behind. I don't need this anymore.
It's coming out.
And then, obviously, he's still a criminal, and he gets stuck into this house with all the big dogs that are not criminals.
Big Dogs is political, by the way. When he talks about like big dogs, you're talking political monsters, and he goes on this. A couple of
I
the
like this
seasons, the
I haven't drank it yet
Kingpin
'cause I'm still drinking this
storyline
one.
that parallels with Daredevil's right now is fantastic.
Let's talk about it.
And Kingpin's really trying to like calm his emotions. If anybody knows Kingpin, he's a rage of like
I only know Kingpin from
if I'm eating a steak
Spider-Man Into the
and you
Spider-Verse.
touch my
It's the
fork,
same character.
know.
I
That's
kill your
really
entire
what I'm
family.
saying.
But
No,
like
but
he's
that's
trying
like-
to control that.
I'm saying that's all I know.
You know, is this the thing? Like you guys do a thing and I do a thing.
When you talk, I don't pay attention. I ignore
I know,
it.
it's
Let's
weird.
have a
It's
side
weird.
conversation.
And we're between Bruce. It's like this is Stephanie and Josh sandwich on Bruce. So I think you have to. There's just a vision of Kingpin trying to calm himself and a politician making fun of him.
Oh god, so good.
and he tries to get away from me. He goes to the bathroom to calm himself. He wipes himself with a towel in the face. And
Is
and
it
he's
about
trying
Vanessa?
to. He's
It's all
talking to
about
himself
Vanessa.
in
Who's Vanessa?
talking to himself in a mirror, and he's trying to. Oh yeah, no, you just got to get through this. This is a game. It's fine. And when he opens the door of the bathroom and he looks out, there's one of the politicians there that keeps taking jabs at him. And then after that,
Fucking kills him.
boom, King. Oh, it's the best. And I tell you what, the artwork that sold that—that's what I'm talking about. The artwork
Marco
that
Cicchetto,
sold that.
man. Fucking
Man,
crushed
the
that shit.
artwork that sold the emotion that Kingpin was feeling, where he was like he wanted to be a part of this group, but if I'm gonna be a part of it, like it was the same thing.
Shaggy
it
was
was
listening to you.
so good.
Thank you, Shaggy.
I don't know.
Paying attention
But
to
yeah.
me.
I don't know. I mean, Marco Cicchetto, man. Like, he.
I want to see
the
more
man.
art from him. I do want to see more art from him. I want to see not just here. I want to see it in more art. I want to see it in more places because it's that good. That facial emotion he shows in a fight, and the facial emotion he shows when like someone's like doing something. It's not action, but it's action with stillness. It's so good.
That's how I felt about Something's Killing the Children. Like, they do, like, a whole 2 or 3 pages where there's, like, no text. It's just pictures. And it just
Didn't
tells
need it.
such a
Yeah.
story.
Oh,
that,
then
like,
when the monster was ripping the
yes,
kids apart.
and all the, like, it's just amazing.
That sounds
Amazing.
terrible. Monsters ripping kids apart.
But
And
it was
she's like
amazing
smiling.
when- oh my
and
God,
like
my
happy
God.
about it, but no.
When the kids died, my favorite
It's a
part.
story. Yeah, it's a story.
So, Joe, I'm curious, and Shecky and Frank, what are your favorite comic book artists? Because I have my favorite. I know hands down who that is. I have there's a lot of great artists out there that I really, really enjoy. What's my boy? I can't think of his name right now, but yeah, he's not up here. But Jorge Jimenez is hands down my favorite comic book artist right now. He is just the way he draws the Justice League, the amount of motion, weight, and everything he puts into all the panels. Just absolutely the best in the business right now, in my opinion. Marco Machado is good. There's a lot of great artists out there.
Anything with Mark Machado?
Marco Cicchetto.
Marco
The
Cicchetto.
only thing I know he's doing right now is Daredevil.
Yeah.
I think he's newer. I mean, because like I've like started looking for his name. I don't see it, so I hope it comes into more. Like I really.
Frank, I'm so old school.
Ross Andrew.
Mike Mignola. Mike Mignola does Hellboy. I mean,
I think I'd
Yeah.
be interested to read some Hellboy.
I tried that one issue that was god awful. Oh my
Yes,
god.
I do remember your review on that.
That was awful.
Shecky, what's your favorite Mike Mignola comic book? So I can read it.
I know.
We completely railed subject off tonight, by the way, right? After we've like gone like so rogue.
That's what this is. We drink more than
Hour
we're like, oh my god!
Hour 16, as we're all.
Hour 16. Let's go back to Jennifer Aniston and let me tell you about how I feel about her since last week. Guys, we are down to our last beer. We are waiting to tell you about it, I guess, because
I'm gonna have to say it finishes
we
off the night
are.
pretty.
Light.
Yeah, it's very light, and the other beers were so.
I'm gonna
It's
hold it up for you
fruity.
guys.
It's fruity,
What's this called? I like the name of this one.
but I'm okay. I'm okay with the fruity.
It's called Little Pognog. Session Indiana Pale Ale brewed with pineapple, and I can't read the rest because Josh really took it out of my hand.
It's a Pokemon.
It's a Pokemon.
It's
it
a
does
Pokemon.
not look like Pokemon. It looks like it'd be from Adventure Time. Who watches Adventure Time? That's what it looks like it'd be from.
Yeah, Greg Capullo is amazing. Oh my god, I always forget about him because all I personally know is that he did some Spawn back in the 2000s, I believe, and also Batman. Duh. Greg Capullo is so good, but yeah. I mean, there's so many good artists out there. Oh, it's so hard.
But anyway, this is from. Let's see, where are we brewing this from? You probably know that's upstate.
No,
Congratulations, everybody that's hung on this
Mamaroneck.
long, by the way.
Mamaroneck.
Yes,
New York.
Frank and Shecky, you guys. We lost Stay Puft, but thank you guys obviously for sticking around this long.
I think Stay Puft was like
Yeah, we have
6
been
in the
talking
morning
for a
with
long
him
time,
or
so
something
thank
like
you
that.
guys for
Or
sticking with
Shaggy
us.
or- People are staying up late. Thank you.
we're probably gonna stay up for like another 10 minutes or so. Just hang out with you guys, finish these last few beers. Say
We got
goodbye.
one beer left. That's it.
Wow, you just
The handles it.
Foam
You
Yeah,
already
Handle
took
it.
all of your. No, you
Oh,
took my
let me give
phone.
you this.
Yes.
That's how she pours beer. She was ripping Bruce earlier. I just want to mention the head to beer ratio on that. Like, if you ever see Stephanie
That's
in a
how
bar,
I like my beer.
just
Mostly
don't take
foam.
it.
Mostly foam. It's my nickname. Mostly foam.
So, all right.
I don't think that's your superpower.
We're gonna spend the next 10 minutes. We're gonna let you guys know. Like, there's 3 people on right now watching us. Let us ask
5 people.
5. Sorry. Ask us some questions. I would love to spend the next 10 minutes just like answering your guys' questions.
I wonder where the percent alcohol.
I know,
is.
Frank. You're.
They
you
don't
were
have to
the
be
main-
comic
Oh, it's only
related. Just
4.8.
let it go.
Yeah,
Like, ask
beer
a
related,
question.
comic related.
Who's that idiot on the right? That
This is
Shut up,
Josh.
Ryan.
He's not an idiot. He's fun. I wish Heather would come hang out with us.
Heather's on the bed with my dog.
stage crew. It's not
Stage
Heather.
crew.
It's the stage
She
crew.
is. She's
I
our
do
she's
wanna
our
correct
fact
that.
checker. I'm like, Heather.
Yeah, fact checker.
Is this
we
true?
actually
Look it
upgraded
up.
tonight. It's an upgrade.
Yes,
Oh,
we do.
actually, this is
we have
an
more
upgrade.
people on our
Promoted.
show now.
All
She,
night.
she's got to check things for us. I'm like, is this true? Tell me about Robert Pattinson. What else is he
I will say
doing?
our lighting looks pretty good tonight.
It is
Yeah,
good,
it
but
is.
if you pay attention to when we hold the beers up to the camera, there's a big glare on the beers and you can't really see them.
I'll have to figure that out
I have a
later.
question.
Yes.
So, as a newbie to like the Marvel movies, and I'm currently.
Should come over here.
What?
We'll repeat the question. Continue
I'm
it.
currently. Can they can hear me?
Maybe.
I'm currently watching them in
Order.
order. You mentioned X-Men is Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
and then you mentioned Quicksilver,
Uh-huh.
which we saw him for a minute in the what movie did we just watch that he was in?
Quicksilver is Fantastic Four.
No, Quicksilver is.
Quicksilver's in X-Men. He's the guy who's from American Horror Story. Kit.
Okay, so that's
Horror
not the
Story.
same guy.
Yeah.
So he's not in the Avengers.
No.
No, so X-Men characters are not
So those
related
are
to that
two
universe.
separate.
Two separate universes within a universe.
Well,
So do they
hold
connect
on,
at all?
hold on.
Same universe.
Hold on.
Yeah. So I want to.
There's a lot to unpack right here.
All right. Repeat the question and like kind of clarify. So. Like,
So-
you understand.
You're asking, are the X-Men part of the Marvel universe?
Yes.
And how are...
Oh look,
Quick-
Chucky has asked for you to come from behind the camera.
Go
He
on,
said,
Heather.
wait, we got questions. Thoughts on the Black Widow movie? I didn't even know they were making a Black Widow. That's coming like TV to Black Widow.
That's the next Marvel movie is the Black Widow movie.
Is it
Whoa,
Scarlett
whoa, whoa!
Johansson?
Yes.
Are you
Then let me
spoiling
tell you
on?
tell you my thoughts on if Scarlett Johansson's gonna be the next Marvel movie. She is not strong enough of a character to have her own movie. She's
admitted
boring as shit.
She knows that.
She's boring. The movie's gonna be boring if that's all it is her. The last Avengers movie with her in it is like 40 minutes of her like staring off and being like, I'm really sad about everyone who's died and I want to feel bad for myself. And I'm also really bad at Russian accents and doing backflips.
Well, no, let's hold on. So, Joe, I don't know, well, you might have read these books, but there's been, over the last 3 or 4 years, there's been some really, really good Black Widow books that dealt with a lot with her history of when she first started becoming an assassin, what she did, how early she began becoming an assassin. I can't remember who the writers on those books were, but those books were F-bomb phenomenal. Like, they were so good. Like, I wasn't expecting to love those books, but those books, the art was so on point. It was so beautiful, so great. If they follow either of those stories, those books, the movie could be really good. I don't love Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. Again, like, I see Black Widow, she's super strong. She's super, like, dangerous. Sorry, excuse me. Throat's getting dry. But Scarlett Johansson is just this round, voluptuous, really...
She got the role because she's Scarlett Johansson.
Yes, I know, I get
that's
it.
They just focus on her being Scarlett Johansson, not on her being Black Widow. I don't feel like I've learned anything about her as a character. I don't feel like there's any character development. Her like love for Hawkeye and sacrificing herself for
God,
Hawkeye, and it was all so stupid and terrible. And
But supposedly this is going to be a prequel, like pre-Avengers bullshit. So I don't know. We'll see.
okay, also Shecky
this
asked
is
Yeah,
what are your
Shek.
thoughts on the Nova rumor in MCU. I don't know what any of that means. I'm not up to date.
Nova.
What's Nova rumor on the
All right.
MCU?
Very freaky.
Frank is joining us.
Frankie,
Other Frank.
Come on, buddy.
Oh jeez, oh jeez.
Come here, Frank.
Frank is our dog, and he is trying to lick all the beer cans that we have on the floor.
So, Nova is part of the Nova Corps. He is, I don't know, what's his name? Something Ryder. Jason Ryder? He gets his powers from his helmet. He could be interesting. He could be part.
Nova is a person.
Nova is a person. He's a superhero,
Okay.
and he's part of the Nova Corps. Oh my God, Frankie, you just had to come over. I'm fine with that. I think he'd be better in.
You're good, Frank.
I think he'd be better in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like at least introduce him there, and then go on from that. I'm interested in if they're gonna do like a older version of him or do a younger version of him, because there is in the current comic books, his son actually took his helmet, and there's a very young teenage Nova, and I'd be more interested to see that jump into the Marvel Universe, because at least you're gonna get some movies out of that. Because if you look at the first Iron Man, what's his name, Robert Downey Jr. was already like late 30s, 40s. By the end of the movie, he's as old as F. And that's too bad, because I think...
He was supposed to be, though. I
I
think
know-
that's why he was passing the torch.
I know
he was supposed to be.
that like works for where they are actually in the Marvel process. But with like Tom Holland, you can get another 5, 6, 7 movies out of this kid. 'Cause you can-
He's a kid. He's a baby.
Yeah.
Well, he's 21 now. Like, you can get another, at least, what, so if you make a movie every 2 years, you can get 5 more movies out of this guy. Like, Robert Downey Jr. was 40-something when he made the first Iron Man, and then he's like...
He's the comeback kid. He came back. Robert Downey Jr. went like on
I-
a spiral of
Yeah,
drug
no,
addiction. And
I get
everything.
it. But I was just saying, that, like, if they take Nova and they make him the kid, that would be
Tom
interesting.
Holland is Marvel's Harry Potter.
Oh, he is. He is. But to go back to Heather's question, Heather is Josh's wife, who's off camera because she doesn't want to be on camera.
People are asking for you, Heather. Come be a part of this.
She
You
needs
can hear my sultry voice.
They just know you're from behind.
So Quicksilver and Wanda Maximoff were in the second Avengers movie, which was Avengers Age of Ultron. And they are technically...
Joe asked about that. He said, and Age of Ultron had confusion. Also thought someone would remember and Age of Ultron.
Okay, so Quicksilver was in Age of Ultron.
Right, and he dies at the end of Age of Ultron.
Correct. And his sister,
Lives.
and she's...
Wanda Maximoff. And she did... They don't do her powers, in my opinion. Again, these are movies. They can do whatever the F-bomb they want in them.
Everyone's screaming Heather, by the way, right now. They want you, Heather. Come be a part of this.
They can do whatever they want.
Mystery.
They can do whatever they want. But Wanda can literally like change reality. So she can. If you were Wanda Maximoff right now, you can look at Josh and be like, woman.
Oh.
Well, she...
Yeah,
that-
She's not... She doesn't.
You know what they did in the
No,
first... when
she
they
doesn't
introduced her, it was awesome because she did the mind tricks that blew their mind. It was fine. After that, no mind tricks. She was just a chick that
Morphs.
bring up rocks and throw them.
Yeah, it was dumb.
You know, like it broke what she was doing. I do like the relationship between her and Vision,
Yeah, sure.
but
Wait, so
she's
that's who Vision is
way
married
more
or into a
powerful than
relationship
Vision.
with.
Yes.
Okay.
She's way more powerful than Vision. She's way more powerful
Oh,
than
well,
anything.
like she's Omega level. Like she's like.
Yeah, she screwed up the whole team at the beginning. Like she deconstructed
But I
the
feel
entire
like the end
Avenger
of
team.
the Marvel universe, the end game, they kind of bring her powers to light. They like
Not really, but
Yeah,
it
but
was still
something
the same
she
thing.
she could like literally look at Thanos and just like.
she can control
fuck his shit up.
reality for somebody. Like she just took Thanos and
she's
lifted
got
him
like
up
the
and
reality
crushed him.
stone put
But
within
she
her
could
brain.
warp Thanos' reality. And
But
that's
even
what-
though Thanos has the reality stone, he can't control how she warps reality. What if two people have the ability to warp reality? Then what? Does the train come and ruin your conversation? Is that what happened?
if the train comes.
This is it's
No,
time
I
for
just
the
mean-
train. Come on, ride the train.
Her character was good, and it was important,
Me
and
too,
it was
corporate.
dominant.
She was gonna whoop Thanos, like Joe. Like, come on, like, why didn't she? There were so many moments in that movie that was so dumb.
She should have been the person that took down Thanos
If she loved
because
Vision, she would've
Thanos
saved it.
killed Vision. That's why. That's why it should have been that way. But it was
She
like
should have been able to save Vision. That if that's her, if she's that powerful, then she should have been able to save Vision.
Well, then she's going to because Vision's coming back at some point. Because there's a Vision in Wanda show coming.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's not a prequel to the.
No, it's gonna be
Vision's part of the reality, like Mind Stone. The
Mind
Mind
Stone.
Stone. So
Right.
like they
Yeah,
can't be
but
separate.
Thanos is all like, take it out of your face.
Well, you remember when? I mean, it could be reality because remember when they brought everyone back. I don't know if when they brought everyone
So
back,
dumb.
that Vision was part of that when they brought it back. I know you like you guys are
Bruce
so
is so mad right
all right,
now.
like super and then mildly critical. Like Scarlett Johansson, I like her. Sorry.
Well, yeah, because she's your hall pass.
You like her.
Yes. I'll pass. Whatever. If Black Widow is some slutty ninja that everybody likes to F, yeah. Scarlett Johansson should be Black Widow. Like,
But
that's
she
my
should
thing.
be. She's supposed to be some like Russian super ninja.
She's
that is,
fine.
Like,
She's fine
no,
the way she
she's
is. It's
boring
cool.
and she's angsty and
You
she's
know what?
like, oh, everyone's dead. I'm gonna be all emotional about it. And she makes
It's
it
fine.
so.
It's totally fine with me. And plus, like Wonder Woman, I'm fine with that too.
No.
I'm
No.
fine with that too.
She's
Oh,
really pretty.
I like her.
Yeah, she's
What's her
really
name?
pretty.
Like,
No, no, it's
Like
she's,
Guy-
and she's tall,
No,
and
no.
she's just fine.
she's got like a one-word name. It's a guy. or...
Yes,
Gail.
Gail.
Gail Gadot.
Gail
Gail.
Gadot.
Yeah, I'm
She's-
just fine with that.
She is drop dead gorgeous.
If everybody's
That girl.
alright with Wonder Woman
Like,
and
insanely
Scarlett Johansson
beautiful.
being sexy and part of the
I get
movies,
Bruce's point though.
you put in there. I'm just fine with it. They did an okay job. They didn't rock it. It
We
was
get
just
it.
fine
You
though.
have a thing for Scarlett Johansson. I get your point though on Wonder Woman needing muscle.
Like, if you look at any... Yeah, you look at...
Any
Oh,
Wonder Woman comic,
shut
I
your
get you.
mouth.
It's
Oh my god. If you look at any past TV show or video appearance of Wonder Woman, yeah, she's just an
Jennifer
he's
Lawrence.
just
Was Jennifer Lawrence
just
in
an
the
actress.
superhero movie?
wearing the
You're doing this again, man.
the Jim Jab.
This is
Like, she's got
Jim
the,
Jab. Jim Jab.
she's got the costume on. She's doing her thing. But if you look at the comics, she's always a very muscular, imposing woman, and that's what she needs to be. She's fucking Wonder Woman. She's not like a Catwoman or whatever. She's a goddess. When I think of a goddess, I think of this jacked,
Her
ripped-
aunt.
Yeah, just
Like the one that she.
The one that trains her.
The one that trains her.
is
Yeah.
ripped and like jacked. Like she needs to be imposed. I'm not looking for her to be like a male or female Arnold Schwarzenegger, but just something. This Gail Gadot is
I
like
think-
literally
All right,
a pencil skinny model. Which is like she does a decent job of acting, but like muscle.
Who?
Muscle!
What?
Wait, Shecky,
If-
what
don't
are you
choose-
saying
like,
Jennifer
I'm just
Lawrence
saying
for? Is Jennifer
choose-
Lawrence in the superhero
Choose an
movies?
actress right now in the
like
mainstream
Tracy, a
that
good-
might fit that.
No.
Yeah.
My point is
Might not work, right? You have to go. What was
No.
my formula
my
earlier?
my point is
She's too connected to Hunger
Pay-
Games.
pay this-
She couldn't
Yeah.
do that.
whoever wants to be the actress, they have to go into training.
Otherwise,
A
we
year's
love her.
worth of training where they put on muscle. These girls get in and they have the
A
part.
year? That's ridiculous.
Why is that ridiculous?
Because it's ridiculous. You have to pay someone a year.
Not only
Like,
that, it doesn't take a year to get that big when all you do is work out. When your only job is to get big for a role, they do it in months. They don't do it in years.
Well, even if it's 6 months.
Like 3 months.
No, like you can know of a role. Like the guys who did Spartan, they had a year to get ready for that film. They went through a year of training.
Gerard
Get out of
Butler.
town.
Yes.
Gerard Butler. He said, "This is Sparta." And he
Well, I
goes,
guess that's what Bruce is picturing when you think of
Yeah,
like
he's
what it's
thinking
supposed
Spartans.
to
That's
be. This
exactly what
is Spot. And you know, actually, come to think of it, Gerard Butler's wife is in Wonder Woman.
Gerard
Right?
Butler. I don't know who-
From 300, his wife is the queen, right?
Yeah, I need to see Red Sparrow.
So when you talked about they got to be that ripped, well, she's that ripped. Or am I wrong there? I'm probably wrong. I'm totally wrong on that. Probably totally wrong.
Tonight we
But
dine
that's
in
what you
hell.
mean. Like,
Right,
you
sorry.
train that hard, you train that good. But I can't think of an actress right now that would work for.
It doesn't matter who they work for.
It goes to my previous
If
point.
you could,
It's
like-
got to be that like, this is your breakthrough role. You have the junk stuff. Somebody noticed you.
I think
Work
they
out.
made
Here
Wonder
you
Woman
go.
the way she is because of how beautiful Gal
Fuck
Gadot
that
is.
shit.
No,
It was probably
she's
the
so
original
beautiful.
TV show. It was probably the original TV show where she was.
She's
just
like
"Mm."
she's like a crazy amount of beautiful, and I feel like if they made her super buff, that men would feel intimidated by that, and they wouldn't be able to accept like her beauty and her masculinity
I
all
get
in
that.
one.
I get that, sure.
So I feel like that's why they left her a little more feminine than they would masculine and muscular, because she's so beautiful that it's like men
No,
can't
no,
handle the mess.
Yeah, probably. And I think all the guys that feel that way, suck it up. Shut up and let it happen.
No, I mean, I think 300 is great as well, guys. But it is now 12:09. We
Yes.
have been on
We've
air.
been on the air for a long time, guys.
For
You guys
oh.
have really toughed it out. We
Why are
appreciate
you
it.
still on? You're still on. What's happening?
But we're going to end the show tonight. First, let's actually thank the people who stayed on tonight.
Yes,
let's,
awesome, guys.
Let's
Thank
thank
you.
Joran Comics for coming on. Let's
Shecky, awesome. All the
Shecky.
way on the other side of the country, world.
Shecky, you stayed
It's
up
like
for more.
5 o'clock in the morning now.
You stayed up for more than an hour. Thank you so much for coming by. My buddy
Thanks, Rob.
Frank, as always, thanks so much for coming by.
Frank, you're hysterical. Come by every night. I laugh.
Frank, come by
hysterically.
tomorrow. I'm here till tomorrow. Come
Yeah,
by.
we're not going to do
Come
a
by, buddy.
show, but you can just come hang out. We'll probably
Yeah.
get drunk and do something else.
Thank you, Josh, for coming by.
Heather in the background, who's not here, but she's
Thank-
here in spirit.
Thank you for this amazing F-bomb gif. This is so fucking cool. And thank everyone.
Yeah.
This
This
thank
is a
you.
fun Friday night for us. Bruce and I usually do as much drinking just by ourselves, so it's nice to have someone to drink with us.
But yeah, we'll be back next Friday. The following Friday,
We'll be here.
unless Stephanie does it by herself, I'll be in California.
Oh,
Can I do it?
No, you won't.
Follow.
Well,
Tell
no,
your friends.
he's lying.
Subscribe.
No,
read
he's
comic
wrong.
books.
Next Friday is Jack's
Do it.
birthday weekend.
And I
we'll
said
be here.
next Friday I'll be here. The following Friday.
I'm gonna do it by myself, guys. Maybe I'll have someone come on with me.
Like Frank.
Frank, you can come on with me, Frank. Bruce won't be here. You can come here and we'll shoot a video by ourselves. Frank is funny. I like him.
Bruce's bedroom. Frank.
It won't be weird at all, Bruce. Frank.
But like always, hold on, quickly,
Alright.
quickly. Let's rate our beers.
Oh, guys, definitely the first one we had, right?
Well, let's just pick them all up.
I'm on it. I think the last one was pretty good.
All right, so this is the last one we drank. It was
Number
Like a
2
7,
for me. This
a
is number
7.
2.
Yeah, probably number
Little
two.
no.
Dog
This
Park.
the science one was good. I like that one. That was up there.
No, I think that was number 3.
That's
This
my
is
number
the garbage one. Garbage.
Science is my number 1.
This wasn't bad. It was like a 6. I forgot I was going to be in China.
Well, I would say this is number 4 for me.
We
This
dumped it
guava
out.
one we
dumped it
dumped.
out.
Dumped.
Terrible.
Terrible.
This weird berry one, dumped.
Dumped.
Terrible. Payment is due wasn't bad.
Was
This
it?
is number.
Was it bad?
Actually, I'll put this as number 4.
And the birthday checks was our first one. I feel like was the best one. I really enjoyed birthday checks.
Actually, yeah.
I meant
Birthday
birthday
checks.
checks and then science.
Birthday
I'm gonna
checks.
go with those.
I agree. I'm in agreement with you. Birthday checks, science, payment is due, maybe, and then the other 2 after.
Yep.
I'm in
So,
agreement.
birthday checks.
Birthday
if you have a
checks
birthday
number
coming
1.
up,
That's the important one.
drink it up.
But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the night. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, we had a lot of fun. Thank you for coming.
Good.
I enjoyed it.
That took a lot of time to sign off. But thank you as always. Next week, hopefully, I won't have this terrible voice. We'll be back with some more beers. We'll be back with some more comic book news. Josh sadly will not be here, but maybe I will buy him a webcam and
Yeah,
send
you
it to
can
him.
come like join us in like a split screen type scenario.
You
You'll
never
be
know.
over in the corner.
New perspective, different place.
You can talk while I talk. We'll talk at the same time.
We'll
People
talk at
can-
the same time from different places, and we'll argue, and then we'll headbutt. Yeah,
Yes,
it'll
like,
be a
You
battle.
don't know what you're talking about.
But we'll be back next Friday night for sure. And you can catch at least 1 to 2 videos from Stephanie and I next week. And thank you guys so much for stopping by.
Yes. Peace. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.
I'm gonna sign off now.
We're supposed to do it from this computer. Now we're still gonna be awkwardly staring.
Awkward.
Where is it? There it is.
There it is. We got it, guys. All right, now we're.